Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We are here in the postseason with a very exciting debut, as Chef Billy and myself are making our stamp into the world of PlayStation here today. We're going to start off with a Tier 3 postseason match between the Voyagers and Shiva. Looking forward to this, Billy. I'm excited.
I am really excited too, as you mentioned just now. This is our first time being here in the PlayStation land. I couldn't be happier because this is a very underrepresented side of the CGL. Just not by, I mean, there's just not the same resources for the PlayStation side as they have on Xbox. So we now have PS4s. We now get to cast the game. And, looking at the two teams right now, Voyagers coming in as the 2 seed, undefeated on the season. And we are really looking for a dominant performance from them. You know, this is the first time that the Voyagers have actually hit the playoffs in the PS4 scene. Their last match they defeated, the last time they faced off against Shiva, they beat them 3-2. So we could be looking for a 5-map set here. They told me the...
We do love our map lives, you know.
Well, I mean, you had a couple of those today, didn't you?
I did. I've cast 2 5-round series already today.
Oh, my word. They said to look out for 01, Queen, Alex, and Johnny, respectively, on Shiva. On the other side for Shiva, last season they were the Black Tower Tier 2 champions, basically the same thing as CGL 2. It was like a PlayStation-only tournament. They're kind of an underdog. They consider themselves underdogs coming into the Tier 3 scene. Their SR overage is in the low 3,200, so they feel like they've got something to prove. And I mean, they took the 2 seed to a 5-map set, so I think they're actually looking pretty good. Only losses this season are against the top 3 people in this Tier 3 division. The IME Moosemen, the Voyagers, and Nobody are their only losses on the season, so they feel like they can compete with anybody on any given day. Players look for on Shiva are going to be Shane, Alex, BBI 65 Reflex, and James Mighty 3. So I'm looking forward to a very competitive match here. It's going to be a little bit wonky for me on my own personal observing, as I have massive thumbs, and these controllers are really small.
Yeah, I had to get an adapter so I could use my Elite controller. There was just no other way around it. The observing would just not have had the quality that you're used to seeing from this production otherwise. So, it's exciting times. And you're talking about, Shiva thinks that, they could beat any of those top 3 teams on any given day. Well, today might be their day. This is their chance. Rubber meets the road as we hit postseason. If they can't do it today, well, they're not going to have an opportunity for another little while.
Yep. And, the top seed always gets to choose the maps here, the first map of the series. So Voyagers have decided that we're going to head to Busan for the starting control map. Just to give everybody a real quick update of how we do this here in the postseason. Loser picks maps, and then winner decides on attack or defense. Top seed gets to pick the first match of control. We'll go to hybrid, assault, and escort respectively. If we are tied at that point, we will go to another control map, and it'll just keep varying from there until we have a winner.
Very nice, very nice. Well, starting off here in Mecha Base, we're going to get Voyagers in the blue, Shiva in the red. Voyagers coming out with a little Ryan Zarya Sim Reaper. Nope, okay, coming off the Symmetra, going over to the Doomfist. Using that Sim to get out of spawn with a quickness. See if they can get a little early positional advantage. But both teams just going to clash right over the middle here on the high ground. The McCree and the Junkrat coming out for Shiva. But it is Sensei picking up 2 quick kills on the Doomfist. Giving Voyagers an early lead as far as man advantage goes. Finds a third. 3 kills in the server. All of them at the hands of Voyagers Doomfist.
That is some serious Doomfist play. And he got right into the back and took out the healer, and then took out both tanks. And, that's call for a quick reset. That's some severe aggression coming from Sensei on the Doomfist. But looking at a BBI 65 on the Junkrat, it's already 65%, 70% to his first Riptire. So that could be a great engagement tool for this next fight.
Reflex coming off of the McCree, going over to a Reaper of his own. So we've got a mirror matchup aside for the Lucio Brig difference. And it is going to be the Junkrat here, picking up a kill for Shiva, starting things off. Reflex pushing in with those shotties, trying to close the gap, see if he can create some space for his team to work. Oh, but he gets booped. Was the teleporter enough? He teleports back onto safe ground. What a big brain play coming out of Reflex. His main tank, Alex, able to find a kill. BA finding a kill as well. And Shiva, they're going to flip this point.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great initiation with the coalescence from Bushu. But, you know, looking at BBI-65, he actually kept that rip tire in the back pocket. Shatter also online. So, Grav available for them to re-aggress at this point. So we're going to see what the Voyagers are going to do to try and recontest this point. I think that's a really good aggression tool to start in there.
Gravitation Surge coming out immediately, but the counter Shatter is there. Lays down several members of the Voyagers and denies the follow-up. Now the Graviton Surge comes out of Shiva, but Sound Barrier available for Voyagers, and they're able to survive that ultimate. Reflex has pick up one, but they've lost their main tank in the process. No more Reinhardt standing here for Shiva. Nevertheless, B8 on this Junkrat. Just throwing mines in and making life very difficult for the Voyagers.
You know, I mean, it was pretty impressive that Dave, the dude, took out the rip tire from BBI and also dropped the sound barrier to keep his team up in the middle of that. But losing your main tank in the mid fight is the worst thing possible, and that was just a quick cleanup from them.
We do have both DPS ults close to ready to go. In fact, Sensei now with that Deadeye online here for Voyagers. Looks like they're just going to path back around to the left side. But Shiva giving chase. The Deadeye coming out, trying to see if he can put a halt to that aggression. No such luck. Deadpool goes down as well as the rest of Voyagers just hightailed it right back into spawn. Poor Sensei caught out and deleted.
Yeah, and I mean, we're passing 80% here on the capture progress. So probably last fight territory here. Reflex and BBI both have their ultimates ready to aggress into this. Shatter also online. Koala only has the coalescence online for the Voyagers to kind of get themselves onto this point. There's a lot of aggression coming from Shiva right now.
And they certainly have the tools to close this thing out. That coalescence from Voyagers starting things off, but Reflex picks up a pair of kills, one with a Death Blossom. Now the tire thrown into the mix. Graviton Surge found two, but they get quickly deleted. Angry Torb coming up with 3 kills in that endeavor. And Shiva, we're going to maintain control, take a 1-0 lead here on Busan.
You know, we have seen this throughout our casting here in the playoffs, that the underdogs come out with a chip on their shoulder and just absolutely lay waste to the higher ranked teams. And this is no different. They came out and just put pure aggression on after your initial capture from Voyagers. Their ult stacking and ult discipline was absolutely fantastic. Their BBI holding that tire for quite a long time, you know, and they just used them as they needed them. They didn't really, you know, dump all their ults and press the triangle button at the same time. So, you know, here's the other thing. I'm getting really confused with trying to decide how the ultimate button is from Get Good to PS4 to Xbox. I can't decide which bloody button it is.
Is it Y? Is it triangle? Is it Q? Who knows anymore? All right, Voyagers coming out here with a little dive, with a little fly dive. Look at this composition, Billy. This would be fun to watch. Going up against the Reinhardt Zarya coming out of Shiva. They're going to use both of the southern shooters in McCree and Ash here for Shiva. Deadpool going in deep, already put some pressure down with the Wrecking Ball. Sensei able to find a kill with the Focusing Beam, but the res is available there for Shiva. They're back at a 6-man roster, but they're going to strike back, find Alex, or Apex, excuse me, and Sensei. Turn the tide of this battle, and Shiva, they're going to start off with first control.
Yeah, that was some really good aggression coming from them, but I don't think the healing resources were there. It's going to be a bit difficult to keep your team up with an Ana and a Mercy there. You know, just the AoE healing is not there. The group healing, not necessarily evident. Yeah, as I speak, Dave the Dude hops on over to the Lucio to kind of keep his team up a little bit better during the mid fights.
Sensei going over to the Widowmaker. Jake Rat, well, picking up his namesake. Sensei, yeah, the nice headshot. Picks off the Mercy. Ash goes down as well on the side of Shiva. Oh, 2 fantastic headshots from Sensei. Drops the Zarya with a quickness. I don't think Angry Torb had any clue what hit them. Jake Rat and Apex getting in on the action. And the Voyagers are going to flip this point, but not before Shiva gets 39% on the board.
Yeah, I mean, good first initial take there of the point from Shiva. No ultimates online, but Deadpool is coming up very close onto Mines, and it looks like we've got a little bit of a compositional shift coming out from Shiva, looking at Shane and Angry Torb heading over to the dive composition themselves, bringing a little Reaper into it from Reflex as well.
I think they got jealous of seeing Winston on the battlefield. They're like, oh, I want to play some Winston. That looks fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, isn't it fun? I love playing Winston.
You bet. Speaking of, Alex Banks diving into the back line of Shiva's ranks here. But Deadpool also throwing some mines onto the point. They're going to find 3 kills between them all. And Voyagers quickly sending Shiva packing right back to spawn.
And that is ult economy at its finest. Just one invested there and got a lot of value out of those mines. He spread them nicely around the point, the left side of the point there. So looking for some aggression coming in. You know, you've got Deadeye and Valkyrie online as they try to retake this point for the side of Shiva. But sights are up, so they know exactly where they're at. And Primal Rage available for Apex. This is going to be a nice little engagement here.
Yeah, and for sights used right out of the gate. They're able to take advantage of that. Fine, both DPS. No more damage dealers standing here for Shiva. Primal Rage online, but I don't even know if Alex Banks is going to have to use it. He's just back there cleaving through the entire back line, creating so much space. Throws that bubble on the first stairs. Shiva just has no room to work. Nice headshot. Get an exit kill from Sensei.
Yeah, and Dr. Koala right now is absolutely banging with these anti-nades going into the back line of Shiva, and there's really been no answer. There's been no pressure in the back line on this map for the side from Shiva. They're all anti'd again.
Apex Banks just keeping that pressure down. Sensei picking up the kill on a Reflex once again. Deadpool getting in the action, but Angry strikes back. 4v4 here on the objective. Apex is going to drop that Primal Rage, see if he can finish off this Mercy. Didn't like that. Target's going to jump over to the Lucio. Nope, continues to just go back. Start batting the Mercy again. Sensei getting in on the action. He's going to take down Shane Alex, but the res is available because that Mercy doing such a good job of staying elusive here on the back end of this point. Overtime Wick is a burden. Last chance for Shiva to make something happen. Jake Rat's tire finds one, and the Infrasights are out on the board. Sound barrier is available here from Voyagers if they so need, and they just might, as both self-destruct and St. Alex's Primal Rage on the board. Self-destruct finding one, Reflex getting in the action, finding a pair of kills himself, and Shiva flipped this point. Not a moment too soon, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, you invested 2 of the tank ults right there. Also, the Valkyrie invested into that as well. Late exit kill coming on to Dr. Koala, so that's going to be a little bit of a stagger there for the side of Voyagers. But you've got a sound barrier ready to go to initialize with, and also those mines that Deadpool has been absolutely laying with a niceness in the middle of the point, really capturing the dive potential here from Shiva. So that's what I'm going to look to see them initiate with, is those mines.
Oh, Reflex finally getting the better end of the duel there with Sensei. Throws the pulse bomb down, but I don't think quite found what he was looking for with that. Jake and Lucio very low, but they're getting the healing from Dr. Koala before Reflex can get those final shots down. Shane and they're doing some work as well, trying to lay some cleave in onto the bulk of Voyager's ranks. But opting to just fall back, satisfied with the work that he had done, and now taking more of a defensive posture here. Mine's coming out right over the objective. Dave the Dude gets that kill onto the Diva. We'll see if the res does get through it. The res does indeed get through. A little help from the sound barrier on the side of Shiva. Tire coming out from Jake Rat, but I think it hit the bubble at the very last second. Now Apex is going to go ahead and throw his Primal Rage into the mix as Jake Rat manages to kill the monkey on the other side. Voyagers in firm control here, and after a bit of cleanup, I think they're going to tie us up here on Busan.
Oh, late minute touch. Late minute touch.
Yeah, Angry Torb got it in there and was able to keep the wick burning for just a little longer, but they didn't have the sustain to find the kills.
Yeah, I mean, now we're all tied up here on Busan as we're going to head to downtown. And now looking at it, what kind of a composition are we going to see? We've already seen, you know, the Death Ball come out. We've seen Ryan Zarya Reaper come out. We've seen Dive come out from both sides. We've seen Metal Dive and Traditional Dive. Maybe it's time for a little double shield. Maybe they decide to stay with the Dive. I mean, both the Winstons here have been showing their worth, getting Primal in a pretty quick clip. So, you know, I think that was all just about the surprise of Dive coming out on here on the Sanctuary, and I mean, once they really got control of it, there was not much that they could do. Yeah, they flipped it. Yeah, it got to 99 to 82, I believe, but man, that was really a lot of control from the Voyagers there.
Do we have that Widowmaker on the set of Voyagers? Pharah and Tracer doing the damage here for Shiva to start things off. Both teams are running variations on that dive. Oh, and it's Shane Alex drawing first blood here on downtown. Picks off both of the DPS there for Voyagers. BBI picking up a nice concussion blast. Environmental kill onto Alex Banks as well. And it will be Shiva grabbing first control to start things off on downtown.
Yeah, and you're looking at Reflex on the Tracer right now, just being an absolute gnat in the back lines of Voyagers right now. I think they need to figure out some kind of stun potential or CC potential to kind of keep the little Brit in her place. But, the aggression that's being shown right now by Shiva is what is really winning them this point right now.
J-Cret going down early, who's made a swap over to that Soldier. Sensei swapped over to a Tracer of their own to try to counter Reflex here. So far, not having much luck. BBI had gone down, but they're going to get the res on that. Oh, and he goes down again. Oh, twice in a very quick succession. Alex Banks picking up the kill onto the Mercy, with Sensei finding one with the Pulse Bomb. And Voyagers, well, they should be able to flip this thing over here.
I mean, yeah, there's stall potential here for Reflex, having the recall and the blinks around, but gets deleted by Dr. Koala on the Moira, picking up a 2K there. That should be the flip, but 52% already in the time bank for Shiva. So, you've got Valkyrie to engage with. Not much on speaking on the other side. We've got Primal and Self-Destruct kind of close. Yeah, I mean, this could be a really neutral fight going in here. Just depends on how fast they can get their ults up in the little bit of neutral here.
Keep an eye on BBI here with this barrage. See if they can find a way to work past J-Cret on the Soldier and get a clear space to drop the Justice. As it's starting to get a little cloudy here on downtown Busan. J-Cret able to get the D-Mech. Angry Torp. Shane Alex can go and throw his Primal Rage into the mix. Seems to just be doing a little bit of pushing and pulling. Does get the final blow into Alex Banks. Nice focus fire coming through. As Shiva's able to prioritize that main tank. Sound barrier coming out for Shiva. And they're going to try to put the hurt. Now their target is Deadpool on that Diva. I'm anticipating a self-destruct directly as the Diva flies off. It's Dave the Dude who becomes the victim of Alex's Winstead. But Sensei strikes right back, finds the kill on it. Self-destruct comes out. Self-destruct finds one. Dr. Koala finds one. And I think the Voyagers, man, they're in a prime position to get this thing flipped back over despite losing people early in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, the point actually never flipped there. It's still in Voyager's control. And I thought it had flipped too. It was like 90% there. I thought it actually flipped, but the progress is still going in the Voyagers' manner here. So nice little hold there, getting some ultimates out of them as well. BBI switching over to the Doomfist and Reflex switching over to the Reaper to get a little bit more brawly in here in the closing seconds here of Busan.
Diving into the back line. Alex just does not have the sustain to stay alive, does not have the protection. Res does come through, but no one's able to get onto the objective, and Voyagers will bring it back and take Busan, starting us off with a 1-0 lead here in our playoff match.
And if that is anything to look forward to in this match here, we're in for a lengthy night because nobody wanted to give up control once they got it, and Busan was just a perfect example of it. Half capture on the first take by Shiva, and then Voyagers sustaining themselves long enough to capture the entire map and taking Busan at 1-0. And I'm telling you what, this dive composition coming out from Voyagers is nasty in the least.
Yes, sir.
And the coordination that they're showing right now is absolutely fantastic. And bringing Koala off the Ana and bringing the Moira in I think was a smart move, because the focusing that they were doing was keeping them very clumped together. So throwing out that healing orb and spraying the healing on top of them really keeping the tanks up, and the DPS were just able to, get the angles that they needed to take down their counterparts. So good stuff from the Voyagers. Nothing to slack at, though, on Shiva, because their teeth are bared, and they are ready to pounce for any mistake that the Voyagers are going to make.
It was definitely a much closer round than, your 2-7 seeding might suggest. Shiva did not look like they were very far behind as far as skill and teamwork, ult usage.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. It should be close indeed. As we're looking to go next to our hybrid maps, to let everybody know, the options are Kings Row, Hollywood, or Eichenwald. And it looks like we're going to go to Eichenwald, as I see Balsakian, the captain from Shiva, put into our chat here. So, we're going to go there, and we're going to see whether or not the Voyagers want to attack or defend. That's kind of our next question.
I think it's fascinating to me how teams approach the attack and defend a scenario. Do you want to try to put up that staunch defense first, or do you want to set the bar and go in and get those points on the board and put up a great time? I can see benefits to both. I'm intrigued by the different strategies teams employ here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen teams that just want to attack. They want to get the attack phase over and then let the aggression come to them because they've already set the time that they wanted. And that's a chest puffing out moment. So, we've also seen teams that want to defend. They want to know their win condition before they ever start their attack phase. So it's really a chess match here. It's, are you trying to get into their heads, or are you trying to dominate them by saying, we're going to take you on right now, and you can try and match us.
And I think a lot of it plays to strengths, just what the team believes that whether they're better on the offense or the defense. And I definitely want to start with your strengths. That makes life a little easier. If you've got a super strong defense and you can put up that great hold, your offense doesn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've seen it happen both ways now here in the playoffs so far, at least on the Xbox side. It's just been very, it's been very quick when the captains do decide what they want to do. It's been very decisive, and usually it has been the right choice, as we've seen so far.
Well, Shiva's staying in the attack posture here. Going to stay in the red jerseys. Didn't look like we had any subs coming through. Is that correct, Billy?
Let's see. Looks like Kowal is going to come out and Queen is going to come in.
Okay.
Looks like
in the support role there for the Voyagers.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like they they're still deciding who they're going to sub in. They might have another sub to come in. Looks like that the Voyagers have decided that they are going to defend, though.
Okay. Very good. So I guess they feel like they've got the stronger defense. They want to come up, put up a big hold here on Eichenwald. Try to make life easy for them. This is not really much of a dive map, certainly not on the defense, especially when we're talking about point A. But we might be able to see some of those flying heroes that we were teased with there on our first map. Perhaps some Pharah, perhaps some Echo. That wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. So, looks like we are ready to go. So it looks like the Koala Queen swap is the only swap that's going to happen here on Eichenwald for the Voyagers. So, as we go in here, you're talking about the winged heroes. The skybox here is so beautiful for them. It's such a nice canopy. And the lines of sight that you can get around, especially first and second point of Eichenwald, that's where, you see them shine. If they can really get up high and get around the tops of the towers, I think that's where their biggest impact happens. And so I'm really excited to see, will we see Echo make another appearance, because we only got to see her for a little bit, and I'm really excited every time I get to see Echo, as I know you love her so very much. She's starting to grow on me personally. Seeing the focusing beam, how these teams are, that thing's lethal. That's her best part of her kit, I think, other than her mobility.
Yeah, she's just so fun to watch. She's actually quite a lot of fun to play as well. But we are going to get double spam damage here from the defense with a double shield composition. Baptiste and Mercy putting the heals out. Ryan Zarya coming through from Shiva as they go on the attack. They'll have May and Reaper here to put the hurt down.
Nice little bit of aggression there.
Yeah, Far already doing work. 45% to the barrage already as Shade Alex goes down early. No more main tank for the attacking team. That's going to make pressing this objective very difficult. Looked like Shiva was trying to counter and answer back, putting some pressure onto the Eraser, but she's able to fortify up, back down into the safety behind that objective. And then Jake Rat striking right back, cleaning off that point. It's a good first hold coming out from the Voyagers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 92% to the barrage. And, you know, unfortunately, Reflex got did in by BBI's Maywall, actually prevented his wraithing out into safety, and Jake Rat just laid a couple concussion mines on his face, and he said, bye-bye.
Yeah, that'll do it every time. Now the McCree and Reaper coming back in as we did get some swaps on the attacker's side. And BBI finding first blood this time as he picks the Pharah out of the sky. But Jake Rat answering right back as he finds a pair of kills of his own. The res coming through onto that Pharah. And that is going to mean a quick retreat here for the attackers as they're going to go back to spawn to reset.
Now, that is a fast get to the supercharger for Deadpool. Also, Apex Banks almost reaching his gravitic flux here, and amplification matrix almost online, or is online for Dave the Dude. So we're gonna see some fireworks here. I want to see how they want to aggress with this and use it either, you know, on the defensive as an aggressive move or not.
Nice halt into the tires, gonna take out the main tank once again. The Reinhardt first to fall. Excellent prioritization coming from the Voyagers on the defense. They lost their Pharah, but that res is available, and 2 kills coming through for Voyagers as well. Deadpool finding the kill onto Zarya, and they're going to send Shiva packing once again here on Eichenwald Point A.
You know, two ultimates there invested by the Voyagers. You had the tire come out and the supercharger. Looks like Reflex is trying to get to the top balcony behind the point here. Teleporting in and trying to take out the support line of Voyagers, but he's getting caught out way too fast. And, you know, they're quick to return and turn their heads and meet the aggression coming on. There he goes back in the back line again.
Yeah, he thought about taking on that Junkrat, but they just thought better of that. Deadeye coming out from the attackers, finds one sound barrier invested as well. Oh, Alex Banks gobbling up the Graviton Surge. What a huge play. But BBI finding himself a pair of kills in the meantime. Coalescence thrown in the mix from Shiva as well. And they've already got 90% progress on the board. After a little bit of cleanup, they'll find the rest of that capture progress.
And that was a great little move in there. And big eat from the Graviton Surge, but the pressure was just too much. Deadeye invested into that fight. And now you're looking into the next move here. As they go into the streets phase, they've got Shatter and they've got Death Blossom online for the side of Shiva. Tire and Amplification Matrix online for Voyagers to repel the attack here.
Here comes the Death Blossom on the high ground, manages to find Dave the Dude, and it gotten Sensei down to extremely low health as well, which BBI is able to finish him off. Jake tried to respond back, counter punches here with a tire, but Reflex still moving in and just putting so much hurt down on the front line. Seemingly Voyagers have zero room to work, and they are eventually gonna fall to the attackers. Shiva pushing on through Streets phase.
I mean, you know, the tire was good, but that Death Blossom was better.
Oh. Nice shot from Sensei, mid-teleport. Now, Ant Matrix online for the defense here. Oh, wow, another fantastic shot from Sensei on this Widowmaker. 2 shots, 2 kills, looking for more as he's got his sights set on the Zarya now, but Shiva able to back out here a little bit. They're just going to run away, come back to fight another day here, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. A couple quick kills, damage boost onto Sensei there from Psychopath, and that is what the doctor was really ordering up there. But you've got to look, you know, 3 ultimates online, you know, Shatter, Graviton Surge, and then the Deadeye. You've got to make sure that you scout out this McCree, otherwise it's going to be a very nasty flank Deadeye that could be coming up online here.
All right, Shiva pathing up to the high ground. They're just going to let their long-range DPS do their thing, throw down some damage, look for an early pick. Reflex able to do just that, wins the Widowmaker duel. Graviton Surge coming out from the attackers as well. And, man, with them all grouped up, they're easy pickings for Coalescence and Shane, Alex, and company. Shiva finding a good host of kills, making some progress here on the back of point B.
Yep, and I mean, I don't know if there's going to be time for a recontest. I think that they just let them take the point here and re-garner their forces, because, you know, you don't want to get a stagger kill here now as they're already knocking on the door. They've already got the point, so we're going to have to see what comes up next.
Sensei swapping off the Widowmaker, going over to the Genji. Both tank ultimates online here. Gravitic Flux coming out from the defense. It's going to pick up 3, slam them back down, but the heals are there. As James on the Lucio, able to amp it up, put a bunch of extra AoE healing down. Now that sound barrier online and ready to go. Sensei making his new swap, well, quite viable, taking out Alex as the first blood, and immediately a reset comes through from Shiva.
Yeah, I mean, that was just good swaps there and good recognition of the danger coming into them, and getting the right person out is exactly what was required there.
Attackers coming back with that sound barrier. Reflex coming off the Widowmaker is going to go ahead and swap over to Soldier, but immediately goes down. Oh my goodness. Gets 2% ult charge before J-Krat has his number with one of those mines. Now, J-Krat trying to pick out the McCree. Knows he's in that corner. Knows he's hiding on that mini. Can't quite get the kill, and Angry Torb comes in to back up his Cowboy. J-Krat goes down. Coalescence coming out on the side of the attackers, and it's their turn to push in. Earth Shatter was used, but hit nothing but the shield of Deadpool. Does not matter, as Shiva finding the goods, lighting the kill feed up red, and pressing the issue all the way to the spawn doors of the Voyagers.
Man, I don't know if they're going to be able to get in there and touch. They're going to have to touch soon, because it's almost there.
Tire coming out on the side of the defense, and Matrix thrown in as well. High Noon coming out from offense. BBI finds 2, taking out the BAP, taking out the Genji. Follows it up with a nice kill on to Deadpool before Alex Banks finally takes him out. But in the end, Shiva putting 3 points on the board. 38 seconds left in the time bank.
I mean, that's a great push there, considering how long it took them to take point 1. I mean, I believe it was almost in overtime. Streets Face, not much of a defense shown by the Voyagers there. I mean, they were getting picks here and there, but nothing really to stop the progress of the payload. And 38 seconds of the time bank, not too bad from Shiva. So now you know what you got to get there, Voyagers. How are you going to do better than 38 seconds on this time bank that Shiva had put up? I think that the compositional shift should have gone to, you know, meeting that Ryan Zarya head on, or you know, maybe bringing out a Reinhardt of your own, dropping the Sigma, because the shielding that was being shown by Shiva there was only one shield. It was just the bubble and shields, and they were still able to be that aggressive. So that's something that you've got to recognize. If you're facing only one shield like that, you know, bring the shield breakers out, bring the Junkrat, bring a Hanzo, do anything, bring a Sombra out to hack Reinhardt so he can't shield up. I mean, so many options there, and you know, just not enough willingness to swap off with the DPS.
We're now going on the defense. Double shield once again from Shivas. They're going to bring out the Orisa Sigma here to defend with Ashe and Junkrat. Put the hurt down. On the other side of things, Voyagers coming out with showing us a little bit of dive composition, bringing out the Hammond and the Winston, Tracer and Soldier to do the damage. Interesting pick here on the 76.
Very interesting indeed. The healer core also very interesting. I think they're looking for that stun ability and to enable the Tracer to get in the back line with the armor packs from Brigida.
Not a bad plan, I suppose. But they're going to lose their Moira and primary source of healing on the entry. Sensei does strike back, takes BBI out. We're back to a 5v5. But Alex Banks whittled down low and dismantled. He just hurled himself into the side of the building. That looked painful. Now moving on to this point. Looks like Soldier in the back. J-Krat, I don't know how you got caught in that odd of a position, but back to spawn you go, and the defense of Shiva were holding on, at least for another fight.
Yeah, and I mean, they're doing the damage boosted Ash that we see in the Xbox scene so very often. That has definitely translated over to the PS4 side, getting a lot of value out of the Southern Belle right now. So I'm really looking to see what are they going to do. Are they going to be able to get into the back line, especially with the pocket onto the Ash? It's going to be very hard to take the Belle down.
Doomfist coming in as BBI making that swap. Is flying at the main take line, but did not quite find anything. Was forced to return back to his team. Sensei would have done a little low. Pulse bomb online. Nice play as they get both of the Sigma and the Baptiste trapped in the corner, followed with a nice pulse bomb onto Reflex. Down goes the Ash, turns around and kills the Doom, turns around and kills the Baptiste. What a fantastic performance coming out of Sensei on this Tracer.
Man, that flick on the pulse bomb there was a thing of beauty, and then just the wherewithal to know who is in your surroundings and who is in your crosshairs and taking everybody down. Nice little 4K there from Sensei.
Gets a little too big for his britches, pushes it in and gets taken out by Reflex. Sensei goes back to spawn. Similar fate to Deadpool here, but not a whole lot of time lost. They're still waiting on the cart to get through this garage, make it a slow start into the streets of Eichenwald.
Yeah, and now we got a little bit of a sneak going on with Apex here on the Winston. I think he's going to try and dive into that Ash Mercy combo in the back. Also, Deadpool in the middle of the castle, trying to go a little stealth ball, as it were.
Yeah, I think they were going to try to conjoin their attack onto that Mercy Ash, but they read it like a book, and they backed right on out of their Reflex. Picking up the kill on a Sensei, who made the swap off the Tracer over to the Widowmaker. Ball just kind of making his presence known at the backup point, but nothing more than a little bit of a distraction here so far up on the bridge.
You know, looking at what we're seeing here for Shiva, 5 ultimates online. Brig, BBI getting the kill onto the ball, and man, Molten Core is going to be something very serious to deal with if they don't have their wits about them.
Primal Rage used from Alex Banks. Ooh, trying to get the knockoff on Sigma. Does get the Sigma into the pit. Nicely done. Oh, did he not die? Oh, the Sigma must have landed on that little platform. Unlucky. But Jake Rat, he's going to throw in a 3-man tire. That is huge. Sensei picking up a kill as well, making the swap back over to the Tracer. And Voyagers are going to push this thing right on into the back of point B. We may have time for a contest here.
Yeah, I think what happened is that Shane Alex actually popped Gravitic Flux to keep himself up.
Oh, is that what happens? That's how he stayed out of the pit. Oh, that's right. Good play. Good pickup there, Billy. Good pickup.
Oh, thank you. It's what I do here. I work for peanuts and compliments.
I have both in spades.
No, I love peanuts. Peanuts are yummy, but still, I mean, I think I would have just let myself die at that point and kept the Gravitic Flux in for this, because now the snowball is a very real thing, and you don't have that all-important controlling mechanism to keep the defense from aggressing here.
And Torb, actually, we're just going to get some swaps. So we have now the Reinhardt and the Roadhog on the side of the defenders, but Deadpool dropping his mines into the back. Coalescence invested as well from the attackers. 2 kills, 3 kills coming through here for the Voyagers as they look to push this thing home. And there's a ton of time left on the clock here, Billy. Sound barrier thrown into the mix as well. They want this thing, and they want it now.
Yeah, Lone Core being invested into the line. You're taking 2 out. Woo, what a tire coming from Jake Rat, though. That is going to clean up the point there. 3 minutes, 15 seconds in the time bank, and a little bit of extra time being put up for Shiva. They're going to have a minute to get as much progress onto this overtime period of Eichenwald. That was a very convincing attack coming from the side from Voyagers as they're up 1-0 here in the quarterfinals of the PS4 Tier 3 scene. And, I mean, it's what we asked for. We have asked for, beautiful plays, beautiful teamwork, and we're seeing it from both sides. Just a little bit more coordination there. I think that the metal dive is really working for the side from Voyagers. You wouldn't think that dive on Eichenwald, you don't see it very often, and it just seems to be working so well, Bull Skunk.
Yes, sir. We'll see if that continues for him. Looks like they're going to go back to the Reinhardt Sigma here on the defense. Sensei picking up the mantle of the McCree, bringing out the Peacekeeper, Jake Rat. Well, sticking with his namesake hero.
Yeah, I really like BBI's Torbjorn, too. You know, just to kind of harken back there, I really liked what he was doing. The turret placement, though, was a little bit suspect because it seemed to go down very quickly after he placed it. But once he got his molten core, I mean, they almost recontested that point, but it just didn't happen as it stands.
We're going to get Shiva coming out in extra innings on the attack. BBI taking to the skies here, pulling out the Pharah. They're going to use the Mei with the 2 off tanks. Look at, there's no shield. This is going to be difficult to push in on point A here with no shielding. Shane Alex trying to lead the charge, throws up that bubble, but Reflex has nowhere to hide. He's going to get taken out. And with this Junkrat spam coming in, the bubbles are going to get charged up quickly, but once the bubbles are down, there's nothing else to stop the onslaught coming through from the Voyagers. BBI does pick up a kill from the skies, and a nice hook finds J-Crat. Perhaps they can frag this out. But, man, it's going to be hard. Angry Torb taking a lot of damage. But the front line forced to fall back and try to peel as Sensei goes down. And Shiva's making their presence on this objective, getting some point position here. And it's just a Lucio trying to stall things out. This unusual composition somehow finding some ground to work. Oh, no! BBI's barrage blocked by his own Maywall. Does eventually take down the Lucio from the other side. J-Crat finding a kill, but trades himself in the process. And the advantage actually going to the attacking team in their unusual main tank list composition. The double shields coming back in, but Deadpool drops, and there's the circle of beauty. As point A is picked up, 4 points on the board, but Overtime Wick will be constantly burning from here on in.
Yeah, but they still got the first point. I mean, that's just a weird comp, and I mean, I think that they just wanted the damage to come into them. I think they're relying on the tanks to get that charge up, and the self sustain for the Roadhog absolutely is crucial to them. Already the Blizzard being invested as well. That is just some fantastic individual plays from Shiva. But you do have Sound Barrier ready to go. Also Gravitic Flux, which you could do a Sigma 9 here. So we're going to see how this plays out.
Graviton Surge from Shiva countered by the Sound Barrier from the Voyagers. Deadpool 5-1 kill, and just forces the other 4 off of the objective. Man, they dropped out and made that defense look easy. I'm not sure if Shiva realized, like, hey, you got to have somebody touching cart, man.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a pressured C9 there. Because, I mean, just the aggression coming off the top rope there. Man, there was really not much that you could do to really get away from that at that point.
It was 6v4 favoring the Fenders. It would have been tough for them to survive it.
So, I mean, it was good to go. I mean, quick little kill there from Queen, taking out the Mercy, and that was pretty much all she wrote at that point.
Well, now it's Voyager's turn to take to the attack. 3:15 on the clock here in extra innings. They're going to have to get this first point and take it about to the second corner there in Streets.
Just looking at the defensive comp, I really like this. You know, one of my favorite things to put out there is you've got to change the eye level of the people aggressing onto you, or if you're going to aggress onto people, change the elevation of the eyes. And you can't do that much better than a pharmacy coming from the defense.
Agreed. Not surprised to see BBI on the far here at all. Able to do exactly what he's doing, put some pressure down right over the top, and get early kills before they can make it out of the spawn doors. Wow! Already 15% on board towards that ultimate. We'll see if Jake Rat chooses to stick with the Symmetra. No, indeed, going to swap over to the Soldier. Sensei taken to the skies. So we're going to get a little bit of dogfight here between the two pharmacy combos.
Uh-oh.
Sensei fighting the goods. Picks up Reflex on the Mei. That will be their ticket to try to push it. Oh! And just like that, it's reversed back. Sensei killing himself. Res is available, but Queen Psychopath goes down, trying to bring Sensei back into this fight. We'll see if the Pharah here for the Voyagers is able to serve the Mercy well, prove that res valuable. Because right now there's just a little poking and prodding going on from the outside. Jake's going to try to turn Stench into the skies as BVI's throwing down a ton of damage, and Deadpool's eventually going to drop. No more main tank, no more Pharah. And Voyagers, I believe, are just going to have to reset here on the back of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's just... the target focus right now from Voyagers is a little bit scattered. I think that you've got to make sure that your soldier prioritizes that Pharah, because she's getting so much value right now. Already has Barrage online. You've got 3 ultimates online for the defense, and I mean, not much other than a Tac Visor. Tac Visor could actually be huge if you can get Jake in a position to take that pharmacy down right away.
I agree completely. Now, Deadpool and company, looks like they're just going to pass through the front left-hand side. Nothing fancy here. Just slowly making their way onto the objective. Got to be careful of that May wall coming up. And Matrix coming through from the defense as well. Dave the Dude's going to throw out his Coalescence, try to keep his team alive, but Jake Rat goes down with the Tac Visor in his pocket. Disastrous start here for this engagement for Voyagers. They're going to try to circle around the tower, see if they can make the approach from the far right side. Accretion Rock coming through, but Risa able to fortify. BBI winning the battle in the skies. Barrage online, ready to go. In fact, there's 5 ultimates online here for the defense as they send the Voyagers packing yet again.
Now, there's time for you swap off the soldier with your Tac Visor with the pharmacy in the sky. I don't understand that switch, but okay. More of a comfort pick, probably for Jake. But 4 ultimates online for the Voyagers, 5 for Shiva. 30 seconds left in the time bank. They're going to have to get the move on if they're going to have any chance of progressing through this street space.
BBI throws a nice rocket down. They're able to take out the 4. 3-man barrage follows it up, totaling a 4K here for BBI on that assault. Oh, man, the only good news for Voyagers on that one is they did it so fast, they might get back in here to touch and create the overtime. Yeah, it's going to be close.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a good grapple and a good work through this phase here.
Oh, the May freezing and stiff at his tracks. The ball not able to get on to the point. And it's Shiva taking Ike and Vold and tying things up here in our matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that was very stellar with 3 minutes and 15 seconds in time bank. Shiva baring their teeth and getting the map win here as we get tied up 1-1. And it was just flaccid. That's what I want to say about the overtime attack from Voyagers. They were way too passive. It's a little too pokey and not enough punchy. And I mean, they just seem very timid trying to get onto the point. So, you know, being passive is going to kill you every single time in any of these matches. You have to be aggressive.
Well, we're going to take a little break here for a halftime. We're coming back with our assault map. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back, my friends, to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. My name's Bullskunk alongside Chef Billy, and, well, we're all tied up 1-1 here at the half in this Tier 3 playoff matchup between the Voyagers and Shiva. Looks like Voyagers have chosen Temple of Anubis for our third map, hoping it can be the difference maker. Billy, what do you think of this map?
I mean, it's one of the best maps in Overwatch. I mean, if you can full hold a team here, it's something special. It really favors the offense here. Compositions are what I like to see what comes out. I mean, we've seen Voyagers kind of run this metal dive-ish thing that they've been doing. That could actually be really good if the defense is sitting on platform. Then you make sure that you get there, you get your damage, you get your cleave, and you get out and see what you can get on your first little take of that. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to see what the offense comes out with. Double shielding is always good here for the defense, though. We've seen some extra stats as well.
Yes, sir. Definitely seen some extra strats here on this map. We did get a swap sides. Shiva taken to the defense. We had one sub coming in as Dr. Koala coming back in the support role here for the Voyagers. On the side of the defense, we're looking at a little bit of a Risa Sigma, Ash, and Junkrat sitting up on the back high ground with the main tanks sitting on the center platform. Attackers showing us a little bit of dive here as we got the Hammond and the Winston with the Widowmaker perhaps for some early picks. Start things off, and indeed, Sensei does find the headshot onto Reflex, but that res is available. Mercy on the side of Shiva was there and ready with that res. Tanks are just kind of pushing through the low ground here. Hammond running into a trap, but he's able to pop those adaptive shields. Doesn't quite take too much damage. Doesn't go down just yet. As it so far, just a little bit of staging coming out from the offense.
The big thing that they're going to have to deal with is they've got this Sigma shield basically in a duck blind position for the Widow Mercy combination in the back, and that's where you're going to have to aggress to before anything can happen. But man, here comes the aggression coming in, the dive coming in, the Winston and the Junkrat on top of the left-hand platform up here. They're kind of unseen. Mortar also up there to give a little healing, so this could be actually really good for them.
Oh, Reflex with a nice shot, though, cleaning the Junkrat off that platform, trying to see if they can close up some of these flank angles. Sensei takes down the BBI, though. Oh, and the Mercy goes down as well. Reflex trying to keep his team in this thing. Picks off Sensei on the Widowmaker. And the rest of the team just kiting back up into the stairs. Immortality Field used to kind of protect this kiting. Still have to deal with these dive tanks, though, as Alex just getting so much cleave damage and finding himself 3 kills on that stairwell. And also finding himself point A.
Yeah, and Jake getting revenge on the Reflex there. As he had been taken out on that little high platform, he came back around and threw a concussion mine into her face, and down you go. Bob in the pocket too, so that could have been a stall potential there. Keeping the Butler in the back pocket, basically to prevent a snowball here coming from the Voyagers, as they have 5 minutes in the time bank.
A couple of ultimates online for Voyagers as well. Got mines, they've got Primal Inversight already used. Here comes Deadpool. He's going to slam down, throw his mines. Sensei picking off the Mercy. Oh, and Jake Rat having himself some fun on the point as well. Amplification Matrix coming out from the defense, but everybody's dead. Jake Rat finding 3 kills on the back end of that. Already 1 tick of progress picked up. We're going to get a tire coming out from BBI. Is it going to be enough to shut down this assault? They find one. The big old Butler is making his way onto the objective as well. Alex is going ahead and throw down his Primal Rage. Knocks Bob off the point, but that's about all he's going to find before Angry Torb takes him down. And one by one, Shiva is picking apart this assault and sending the Voyagers back to spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple late stagger kills there. I mean, the team fight was already pretty much won at that point. I think that you look now, maybe Apex going over to maybe a Orisa here, running the Orisa ball comp. That's not bad. Also, Rhine ball, not necessarily bad either. Sensei going over to Echo, though, and now I'm getting very excited to see what happens here. Lots of ultimates having to be invested, though, to keep Shiva from, or to keep Voyagers from taking that point. So, Supercharger and Whole Hog ready for the defense here.
Mines and Riptire ready for the offense. Mines coming out on the point immediately. J-Krat throws his tire into the mix. See what he can find. Oh! Doesn't find much. In fact, it is Shane Alex making the Roadhog useful. Pulls out the Whole Hog. Gets a pair of kills. BBI, the recent swap to the Reaper, serving fruitful as well. And they're going to send the attackers right back once again.
Yep, and 3 ultimates coming up online for the defense again. So nice investment there from the defense of Shiva. And you want to see now, are they going to be able to repel, movement as we have a pause on the board here?
Yep, clearly one of our players having a little bit of issue, it looks like. It's all right. It'll give us a moment to discuss what we've seen here so far.
Medical problem. Yep. I'm aware of this. Okay. I forgot to tell you guys.
Oh, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. But the defense will have a couple of support ults online once we do get back into this thing. That's probably a good thing. Deadpool did make that swap over to the Reinhardt, so we're not gonna see any more of the dive from the offense, and that's also probably a good thing. There's just not a whole lot of room for the Hammond and the Winston to work there on point B of Anubis.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, man, Winston, he was getting a lot of cleave damage, though, and the heals were there. It was just they had Bob online. Bob was just laying into him, and then it was an easy cleanup for this Orisa. But, the tire, picking out J-Krat after launching his own rip tire into it, I think that if you kept J-Krat up in that situation, we're looking at a full take there with about a 3.5 minute time bank. But yes, as sir. It is, it was really smart play coming from the defense there. I think BBI, keeping Bob in the pocket from the first point when he could have launched it in and kind of stalled out there. Absolutely the right decision in the end.
I like the recent Reaper pick as well. It could serve them well, even crossing over into the brawl composition that they're now going to be facing from the Voyagers. So it's, so far, compositionally, I think we're looking strong. Only thing that's really been kind of bugging me here has been this the Roadhog. Although Shane Alex did find a little bit of value with it, doesn't seem like I don't feel like Roadhog is has a very strong place in the meta right now.
Not strong, but he did get a 2K in the defense of the point there. So
yeah, the Whole Hog came in handy. Yeah,
the value was there. It also took out the tire. So yeah, the self-sustain, I think, is the biggest thing that I think they're using it for. I don't necessarily know if the heals are strong enough for the off-tank there. Maybe that's what he's saying to his team is, I'm going to go ahead and go self-sustain, worry about everybody else. I'll take care of myself. That's one way you can look at it. So
yeah, keeping some resources.
That's what I'll look at.
Yeah, keeping some resources available for your main tank for that Orisa. Yeah, that's not a bad speculation. On the other side of things, we do have Voyagers bringing out that Echo. Curious to see what the duplicate choice is going to be on this one. Who would you duplicate from this roster? We've got Orisa Hog, Ash Reaper, Lucio Moira.
Depending on how comfortable they are on Reaper, I'd probably duplicate the Reaper, or I'd go with the Orisa.
Yeah, I was thinking the Orisa as well.
The Supercharger is just the game changer, and if you can get enough damage in there in the allotted time, you do have the opportunity. As I played in the training room, I actually got 2 Superchargers out of 1 duplicate. So if they're comfortable with that, I think Orisa, getting 2 Superchargers and 1 duplicate would absolutely demolish a team.
Well, that's also just like a perfect scenario where you get that first Supercharger pretty much immediately. I know there was a time when we were playing together on this map, as a matter of fact, and I was on the Echo, you were on the Orisa. I ended up cloning the enemy Orisa, and we were running double Orisas with 2 shields set up on that back point. We dropped both superchargers simultaneously. Man, that was vicious. That was fun, and that was vicious.
It was a mowdown. I mean, it was basically miniguns everywhere. I mean, it was so beautiful, and the damage that we projected to outwards from that, repelled their attack. I mean, it was a team wipe. I got my Gong of Death very quickly after that.
Yeah, you think one supercharger will win a fight? Man, a pair just unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable.
I mean, indeed. So I'm hoping that this pause will come out on a good side here, as we're just looking at a little bit of a delay here. I don't know. I think that the Orisa duplicate is the best. Either that or go to the Moira and get a fast coalescence. That's the other choice that you could do, to kind of keep your team topped off. And coalescence is kind of a killing ult. So it just depends on what you want to do.
I mean, having an extra heal orb to throw out, you get 2 of those heal orbs bouncing around, and suddenly your tanks look absolutely unstoppable, just downright invulnerable. So, I mean, the Moira is absolutely can be a great choice. I love the creativity Echo has brought into this game. That's to me part of the fun of watching her, and part of the fun of playing her as well.
I mean, just the variety that she can bring out into the map at any given time. I think that's the biggest part of her as we unpause here and get back into this.
So Alex will get the Zarya out of spawn, as Voyagers have gone over to this more brawly composition. Sensei just kind of hovering around, doing a little prodding on the Echo. Throwing some sticky mines, takes Reflex down really low, forces him off of his high ground perch. But BBI sights trained in on Sensei, chasing him over the map. Sensei forced to use that flight. It's going to just go right to the objective, ignoring the Reaper entirely. So the Reaper decides to fall back, see if he can put his attention on the supports more, forced to fade out. We'll see if the Zarya can get out of there. Dual Coalescence coming out over the objective. And indeed, the duplicate does go on to the Moira. Excellent choice. A little bit of extra healing like we were talking about. Bob on the other side, though, still manages to take down Jake Rat through all that extra healing. Sound barrier coming out from the attackers as well. But BBI drops that Death Blossom and chews through all of that extra health. Reflex with a couple of nice kills to close it out.
What a fantastic series of ultimates there from both sides. I did actually predict the Coalescence duplicate, or the Moira duplicate, but I think that they got what they wanted out of it. I think there was a planned swap to the Reaper that we see now. You've got Graviton Surge and Earth Shatter almost online with a tire into boot. Koala's going to go ahead and swap over to the Ana here to kind of maybe negate the healing that is being put out right now.
Looks like we're just going to Voyagers passing through caves, but BBI throwing so much spam damage down there. Dr. Koala cannot survive. And just as quickly as they went in, they're going to speed boost right back out. Voyagers hightailing it to the front door as they're going to await the reset and their reinforcements to get back in the battle.
Yep, I think their win condition right now is the Grav tire. Man, Koala's got to be very wary of this Junkrat from Shiva because he's got her name written all over it.
All right, attackers coming in from the far right side this time. As Junkrat makes his way to the high ground, he throws down his tire, but it gets taken out. BBI right on top of things. He hurled himself up there. Got the kill onto the tire itself. Sensei on the ground, though, doing a lot of work on this Reaper. Junkrat goes down. BBI goes down. No more Junkrats for either team. Reaper was having himself a nap. DPS, well, basically kind of null and void there for a few seconds. It's a 3v3 here on the point. The defense coming through with the reinforcements as the overtime wick is starting to burn. Ana back into this fight here for the Voyagers. Nano Boost comes out onto Alex Banks, but goes down. BBI throwing the tire into the mix. Their Nano Boost had gone on to Shane Alex, who now has that Earth Shatter online and ready to go. And the defense from Shiva, well, I think they're going to hold here after a little bit of cleanup, barring a miracle coming out of the Voyagers.
Yeah, that was very, very quick of a overtime period. Not much of a squeak from the Deadpool there. And you know what? That's a full hold on the second point. Or I'm sorry, 57.5%. I am sorry. I got a little distracted. 57.5%. So there's your win condition, Shiva. You have to get 57.6%, and you're going to go up 2-1 here in our quarterfinal match here in PS4 Tier 3 land for the CGL multi-tier tournament season 7. And man, it's just a tale of 2 points. You know, a little bit of a stall out in the beginning, but then a fast take by the Voyagers, and then they just got stymied. The metal dive that has been shown was very effective, but some really good ultimates coming from Shiva, stabilizing them, and then it was just a brick wall from there. There was no way that they were going to let go of that point. Their swaps were just perfect. The Reaper was one of the best swaps taking down the tanks of the Voyagers.
Yeah, it's so claustrophobic there on point B. Reaper just have a field day. Everybody's kind of within his range. Once you start getting on that objective, you're fighting in those close corners, and Reaper throws out so much damage. But now, taken to the defense. Voyagers coming in with the Reinhardt Diva. Sensei picking up the Widowmaker. Gonna sit on the high ground, see if he can deny some entry.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely what I want to see. And you know, we've got a bit of an odd angle coming here from the pharmacy from Shiva. I think they're going to try and path around and kind of keep out of the line of sight of everybody and kind of have a distraction front going from the left side, and they're just going to try and sneak around the right side.
Yeah, the main tank, the bulk of the ground force is pushing in hard left through Megas. They're making their way on the center platform. The far just now making their way through the front door, throwing some rockets up on the high ground. They're going to take Sensei down. No more sniper. Knows that Anna's sitting up there and just continue to throw down some spam damage. Meanwhile, back on the front, Shane Alex making his way onto the objective. A little bit of a hammer duel going on, but Alex Banks is so low, and now Shane Alex is just going to charge in. It says Apex Banks. No, I'm getting Alex and Apex confused here, Billy. This is throwing me for a loop. But it's Shiva moving in, pushing the aggression, finding the kills, picking up point A.
Yeah, I mean, that's just pure aggression. The Widow pick at the beginning of that just absolutely started the snowball coming in from Shiva, and man, they're going to have a massive time advantage. 5:45 on the clock coming into point B, and BBI right now is really going uncontested on this Farah. I mean, just laser beams from the rockets.
Yeah, we got McCree and Soldier now on the ground here for the Voyagers. Soldier gets taken out immediately. BBI recognizing the counters and looking for him right out of the gate. As you can see, both McCree and the Ana trying to take this far out of the sky. We're going to get the amplification matrix coming out from the offense. Reflex down there just hurling mines through it. Gets the kill onto Apex. Shane getting into the mix as well. And they are so close, and this barrage comes out, finds one, and that's going to close it out. Your underdogs, Shiva, up 2-1 here in our match.
My face right now says it all. That was just nasty. Nasty. No answer for BBI on this Farah whatsoever. That amp matrix thrown out also was just disgusting. James Mighty just lighting up the kill feed with that amp matrix, just doing everything that he can to keep his team on the winning side. And man, great plays from the Baptiste from Shiva. As it's now match point for Shiva, the 7 seed, in a shocker right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Not how we expected this to go. But, you know, Shiva came out with determination in their eyes. They don't want to go home, Billy. They are showing us some grit right here.
I mean, they could win. Depending on what the next map is, they could win. I mean, you've got Volskaya. You've got Rialto. You've got Havana. You've got Route 66 to choose from. And depending on how it goes, we could be done here in about 30 minutes. And it would be the shock of the PS4 Tier 3 scene if the 7 seed takes out the undefeated 2 seed in Voyagers.
It'd be a heck of a shakeup here in the Tier 3 scene. I'm excited to see what happens. Of course, we do have it's Voyagers map pick. We'll see where they want to take us.
I don't know. Depending on what map works best for Farah, I think Rialto works, except inside the cathedral on
Yeah.
point 3. I think that Route 66 gives you a lot more room to work, though. So I think that that's going to be the beauty of the pick for them, for the Voyagers. I think that they would want to pick Havana, because the skybox is not as high, except on point 3. The point 3, Farah can absolutely shred there, but the confinements of point 2, not a lot of good sight lines for point A. I think that you can hold down Farah a lot easier on those 2 maps, or on, especially on Havana. So I think they have to choose Havana to kind of shut down BBI on this Farah right now.
It does indeed look like we're going to Havana. Initially saw Rialto up there, and I was starting to wonder because, like you said, I mean, that just seems like Farah's playground. But now they're showing us Havana, and I think this is a much smarter choice.
Yeah, and it looks like, Havana is the smart choice. It looks like that Shiva are going to go on the attack first, too. So I think they're going to test this Farah theory that I have. I think that they were on the same, Johnny and the Voyagers having the same brain bandwidth as I, thinking what will limit the Farah the best.
I mean, certainly seem to get away from him there on Anubis. I think you got to do whatever you can to shut down the Farah right now.
I mean, there's no answer right now. The DPS from the Voyagers have no idea how to take her out, and that is the major thing right now, is that it just hasn't happened.
Right. Yeah, I think a skilled Ashe, perhaps Ashe Soldier or something of the like, perhaps Ashe McCree could help out. I mean, the Soldiers didn't really seem to get a whole lot done against her, a traditional hard counter to that Farah.
Yeah, I mean, you think the McCree would take her down? I mean, they had 2 hit scans out there on the second point, too, and neither one of them was able to take her out. That is some skilled Farah play right there.
Yeah, BBI laying down the hurt from afar there. Able to take out the Soldier before he could even get sights on her.
We were talking about this in our match last night, I believe. The splash damage from Farah getting put back to where it used to be, I think, is the biggest buff to her that they could have done. I think they realized that they really nerfed her into the ground with that. And, man, I mean, the benefits right now and are just on display right here, as she can shoot from afar and not have to get a headshot to get maximum damage onto them.
She can shoot from afar, huh? All right, never mind. Dad jokes abound. Oh, well, we'll take an opportunity to quick look at our playoff brackets just as we're heading into map 4 here. Winner of this match will go on to face the winner of Nobody and, Team Redacted. So still waiting the outcome of that. Let's see who will be in the semifinals here for the Tier 3 division. But Shiva looking strong here to start things off. They got to get through Havana if they want to close it out. Obviously, Voyagers don't want to let that happen. They want to send us to that map 5, Billy.
Yeah, absolutely they do, and we're always down for map 5s. I mean,
always down for a map 5.
Always down. It just exceeds my drama level, and it makes my heart, kind of palpitate, and I just get on the edge of my seat. Like, you guys, I wish you guys could see how Bullskunk and I cast in the middle of these matches, because my face looks like PogChamp dude at some times, and also I get the stank face going on because I'm just like, ooh, that's filthy. And so I mean, we have so much fun when we do this. I'm just looking forward to it. I want to see, can they stop the Farah? That's the big thing. That's the big question that Voyagers has to answer for me right now.
Taking to the defense, Voyagers bringing us the Orisa Sigma. Sensei back on the Widow, Jake on the Soldier. So definitely looking for that Farah, which the Pharmacy is in play. Reflex picking up Widowmaker of his own here. Might get a little bit of a sniper duel. BBI try to do what Farahs do. Lay down that hurt from above, but so far forced to play it pretty safe due to the composition coming out from the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Discord Orb is going to be huge here. I think that's a very smart play from Dave the Dude to, put the Discord Orb and then focus fire down onto the Pharah. But right now, I mean, the aggression coming from the tank line of Shane and Angry Torb, they are just pressing into it. Also, the immortality field that's available to Dr. Koala, keeping his team up, keeping his team safe through all this aggression that they're facing.
Yeah, the pressure coming through from Shane Alex is forcing the attention from the front line onto him. But Jake on the Soldier finds 2 kills. Oh, but the big shatter the other way finds a pair of kills as well. We're back to a 4v4 here in this objective. Shane can't survive despite having that nano boost. And it's up to the Zarya and the Pharah here to try to close this thing out. They do still have an Ana there to back them up. Both teams spawn about equal distance away here at this point, as Owen has made his debut here in this matchup. Transcendence coming out from the defense. Owen finding himself a kill. Sensei picking up one as well with that recent Tracer swap. Picking the Pharah out of the sky. And the defense should be able to hold on here. Barring a miracle from the other side. They're going to go ahead and invest Supercharger just to make sure.
Yep, Supercharger gone, though, from a charge from Shane. That was a suicidal charge from him. But he does get the Supercharger down, so, the extra damage was taken off the map there. But I think it was already a good team fight win there for the Voyagers on defense.
Now coming back in, BBI has his barrage online and ready to go. They're going to be running into both DPS ults as well as an Ant Matrix on the other side. BBI is kind of working from the high ground here for now. Meanwhile, Shane, Alex, and company just trying to slowly push in. Oh, the double stick pulse bomb somehow picks off the Pharah. Oh, must have just dropped a little too close to home. They're going to try to get the res, but Sensei takes care of that too. Sensei on this Tracer, putting on a show for us. Coming up with a big 4K here in that engagement. Looking for the 5th, but decides to let Alex just run back into spawn.
Yep, that's the better part of Valor right there, is to get out and just keep yourself alive. Tac Visor is available to the defense right now. Sensei putting on a little Tracer clinic there. Dr. Koala has his amplification matrix online, but you're going to have to watch out for this Shatter and Barrage combo that could be very prevalent here in the next couple of seconds.
Yes, indeed. Immortality field used. BBI got to take that thing out, and I think he's going to go ahead and press Y. He does a triangle, excuse me, as the barrage comes out. 2 kills come through and devaluing the Ant Matrix entirely. Angry Torb finding himself a kill in the mix. Shane Alex getting himself into the shuffle. And finally, with 25 seconds left on the clock, Shiva, they're going to get that first point on the board.
Man, and this is a split spawn here for the side from the Voyagers, and that's going to really take them a bit of time to get set up. Reflex doing a little forward scouting, trying to get maybe a little early damage in. Look at this, they don't even see him.
No, he was just high there waiting for a squishy to come out. Decided the Soldier was the target, but didn't count on Dave the Dude on the Zenyatta. Right there to protect his Soldier with some killer headshots. Deadpool getting himself a kill as well, and suddenly the offense finding themselves at a 2-man deficit. Gravitic Flux coming out from the defense makes for easy clay pigeon shooting here for Jake right on the Soldier, who comes up with 2K in the end of it, and the defense will hold on here in the Distillery.
And a nice little investment there, just the one ultimate there, getting him, netting him a 3K basically out of it. And yeah, that's great use of the ult there. Kind of to stymie the press from Shiva right now. They are firing on all cylinders. It was a long little stall hold there from Voyagers in the beginning, but man, they've got to really, kind of play passive at this point. I mean, aggression has to be there, but make them come to you. I mean, that's the name of the game here. Make them come to you. And they're going to try a little backside rotation. I like this.
Yeah, huge rotation all the way around to the far left side. They do still have Sensei on the defensive Tracer, putting a lot of hurt down in the back. As you can see, he gets the kill onto the Reinhardt, but Reflex with the Tracer of his own, finding a pulse bomb stick here for the offense. Follows it up with the kill onto 0-1, taking the Orisa down. Deadpool's gonna fall, and like dominoes, there goes the rest of Shiva on the defense. Voyagers gonna start pushing through the Distillery.
Yeah, and that's a nice hold from Dave the Dude. I generally say, once you get that transcendence, if it's needed, drop it immediately. But I think they're going to save it for a little bit of a last-minute holder. But the big thing is that there was zero progress made on the payload. All 6 were up around the corner there and contesting the spawn of the Voyagers there, and they didn't get any progress. So... maybe position lost there.
Graviton Surge coming out. That's going to prompt that Transcendence there from Dave the Dude. Amplification Matrix from the defense. Coalescence coming out from the offense. Gravitic Flux thrown in. Tac Visor used as well. It is an Ultravaganza. It's the Tac Visor in the end. Finding the goods with a bit of help from those tank ultimates. Man, that was a lot thrown in, but with 5 seconds on the clock, Shiva suddenly finding themselves way far away from this objective.
Yep, and not even a touch being able to be made by Reflex there. I thought that he was close enough, but it was a movement ability that got him onto the point, so it does not trigger the overtime wick as you would normally see. I have found out from people that I played with that if you use a movement ability to get onto the point, it actually does not trigger the overtime wick immediately like you do if you just walk onto the point.
Interesting. So if you blink, there's like a delay between when you land on the objective and...
Or if you speed boost or, fade or wraith or whatever, or, use Sombra and you decloak. If you don't uncloak at that moment when it hits 0-0, it actually doesn't count. There's like a split little delay is what I'm being told by my friends that I played with that have been playing this game a lot longer than me. So that's a very interesting little bit of knowledge there that I didn't have until a couple days ago.
Yeah, I've been playing since beta. I've never heard that. That is new to me. I'll have to do some research into that and figure out the exact detail behind that. I'd have to believe, or I'm inclined to believe that that's the case with some movement abilities and not others. I for sure have seen, tracers and ball, get onto point at the exact moment and cause that overtime. But I'm sure there are stipulations where you are correct. It's an interesting one. I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah, it was just something I heard just the other day, and it was in some kind of pug I was in, and that's what they were telling me that's what happens. So it was very interesting to me.
Now, I know there is a bit of a delay between when the clock runs down and when it actually says defeat. There's just an increment of time there, but the clock is already done. So that can definitely cause some confusion. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Getting trades coming through as Voyagers now taken to the offense, bringing us a little Doom and Soldier. I think perhaps anticipating the Pharaoh once again, but no Pharaoh to be had here from Shiva. They're just going to bring us a Torbjorn and an Ashe. So far, not working out so great for him. As
yeah, there's a swap.
Yeah. Yeah, BBI going over to the Doomfist. Bring it a little bit. Well, and Sensei going back over to the Widowmaker. So both teams kind of shuffling around here in their compositions.
You like to see it. You like to see the originality. Oh, gosh, that's a huge pick from Sensei out the gate.
Yeah, pick it off the Mercy. Followed with a nice shot onto Reflex. Hitting the dome of the Ashe. Deadpool finding a pair of kills in that as well. BB1 tried to strike back. Finds himself two, including that Widowmaker out of the back. But he's the last one left standing here on point. Jake's going to take care of that Doomfist. Pick up a point on the board here for the Voyagers.
That was fast. Just everybody.
Pretty darn fast.
5 minutes in the time bank just to get it basically 2/3 of the way through the distillery here. Swap to Reflex to get a Widow of his own, damage boosted, in fact, and taking down Dr. Koala on this Baptiste. So a little bit of a stall there, getting the Haitian back into the support core. And yeah, nice stuff here from both teams. I'm liking the chess match, but man, you've got to make some pressure on this card. You've got to get in there and brawl.
So far, Shiva sitting around the second corner. Looks like this is going to be their spot to hold. Gravitic Flux and Tac Visor coming out here from the Voyagers as they're trying to push in. Jacob made his way all the way up to the high ground, getting behind Shiva on the defense. Finds himself 2 kills before finally getting taken out by Angry Torb. Rez does come through onto the Baptiste, so both healers back into the battle here for Shiva. Earthshatter comes out, finds nothing but the shields from Voyagers. And now Voyagers going to try to press the issue and see if they can push around this corner. Nano Boost going down onto Deadpool. And this Sigma looking to put down some hurt, and they're eventually going to drive back members of Shiva. And now Victory Square in their sights.
Yeah, Gravitic Flux online for the defense here. You know, he can use this at his will.
He's going to go ahead and throw it down. Immediately finds two. Supercharger on the back end to try to help things out for the offense as they just try to push the last few meters they need to send us to a map 5. But Angry Torb and Reflex have different plans, finding a pair of kills each. Oh, it was dangerously close to a bit of a C9 there. But Shiva able to get back touch point. And it's going to take a little bit more than that for Voyagers to send us to Battle Lease of map 5.
Yeah, only 3 meters to go and 3 minutes to get it in. I mean, basically you can bank your ults and just have a windfall go on top of them. And I think that's what they're going to kind of stand out for. You know, closest right now is Nano and Gravitic Flux. You've got sights available from Reflex Kid. Nothing much else on the board, though, so this could be spell a little trouble in the ult economy department.
Shane Alex has switched to that Hammond to come back out and stall for that point, so there's no primary tank here for the defense. And for side out from Reflex is going to give Shiva those X-ray vision, those X-ray goggles. As Voyager's trying to push through the top left-hand side, they're going to drop the amplification matrix in an interesting position. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of room to take advantage of that. Perhaps just a little bit extra healing going down at the front line. Gravitic Flux coming out from Deadpool, and he's going to get 2 with that. Just the start that they were looking for. Trying to turn their attention onto the Valking Mercy. See if they can pick the moth out of the sky. Decided that's a bit of a fool's errand. Now Deadpool can try to focus down this ball. Perhaps the Sigma from the other side. It's actually going to be Jake Rat's Tack Visor being the difference maker. Picking off too. And one by one, Shiva falling apart here. Oh, but Mines and, wow, 3 kills simultaneously come through as they look to bounce back on the side of the defense and hang on here right on Victory Square.
Oh my goodness, what an absolutely fantastic set of minds there from Shane Alex. I mean, that basically kept his team in the mix. Now you maybe have a flying Gravitic Flux Pulse Bomb available. Also, swap over for Reflex Kid onto the Sombra. So there's going to be some hacks going in here.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, first hack coming down onto the Reinhardt. No shield for you. He's going to get focused down with a quickness. 0-1 back into spawn. Looks like Sigma will be the next target. There goes the hack. Here comes the Flux from the defenders. They're going to find one. Sigma down super low. Jake Rat cannot survive either as he gets finished off by the Lucio. And suddenly, that massive time bank has been whittled down to 45 seconds here, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what is going on with the Voyagers right now. The focus fire just getting out. I mean, Jake has done a lot of damage on the soldier, swapping over to the Junkrat now. And it looks like they have decided to bring out the Moira to heal now on the side of the Voyagers as they're needing a little bit more main healing coming out than what was being provided for.
Sensei with the Pulse Bomb in their pocket, ready to go. We've already seen some fantastic pulse sticks earlier in this match. We'll see if he can pull another one out of his butt to send us to map 5. Otherwise, your 7-seeded Shiva will take this match. Final fight. Oh, good start for the attacker. Sensei able to pick off Shade Alex. Gonna go ahead and drop the stick. Gets angry. And Angry Torb goes down. The Moira able to fade out. The Sigma not so lucky. We're going to get the Coalescence and the Sound Barrier from the defenses. They're desperately trying to hold on. BBI finding himself a kill and trying to get the defense back into this thing. Mine's on the point. That's going to take out Sensei. And the Moira picks off a kill, and they have done it. Shiva have held on with the massive 5-minute hold on point B. Take the 3-1 victory here today.
Oh, what an upset here in the Tier 3 division of the PS4 multi-tier tournament, CGL Season 7. That was an absolute shocker of a match. What an absolute massive EMP that came out from Reflex there. My goodness, catching 4 And there was nothing they could do. And then the mines thrown in by Shane Alex at the very end, preventing any kind of contest back onto the payload. They just had to stand there and watch. It was going to be a suicide if you went in there. So big brain plays, 5 minutes taken off the clock in a stalemate there. And
stunning
Shiva,
defense. Whew.
Stunning. The swaps that came through, there was no egos there on the side of Shiva, as they just decided whatever needed to happen, and they made it happen. And man, what a match. Man.
That was incredible, Billy. That was all over the place. I mean, Voyagers came out and absolutely stomped first map, but it was all Shiva from then on, Ed, in your 7th seed, moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, and I mean 6-3 record versus an 9-0 record. Yeah, that's a shocker. And I mean, they even said the only losses that they had were against the best teams in the Tier 3 division here in PS4 land. So, yeah, they were battle tested.
They were indeed,
and they showed it. I think their preparations may have been a little better.
Well, time to choose our MVP player of the match. I'm inclined to go with Shane Alex on the main tank role here today, leading the charge for Shiva in this fantastic comeback.
I'm going BBI.
Yeah, BBI was my next choice. Massive impact, lighten up that kill feed. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, Shane Alex the main tank, BBI the DPS. We're going to get joint players of the match here today.
Yeah, I mean, it was just good from both sides. I mean, it was just after Busan, man, it was just one-way traffic. That's the hallmark of when you see a team's firing on all cylinders. You may lose control, but coming back and winning the 3 maps in a row, yeah, that's a team that's coordinated and ready to win.
Well, we have got some more PlayStation playoff action coming at you shortly. This match may be done, but our night is far from over, as we are heading into Tier 6 after this. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have a special message coming at you. Y'all stick around for a big announcement coming up here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament organized by the Console Gaming League. We got a Tier 6 matchup coming at you directly, but before we get into that, we got a special announcement coming at you from our friend Headrammer.
Hello, everyone, and thanks, Wolfskunk, for giving me that intro there. So, won't keep you guys too long here, because I know it seems like a lot of you guys in chat wanna watch this Tier 6 matchup. But I know all you guys have been asking for a while when are we gonna get updates on our GOATS tournament that we teased a while back, and I'm happy to announce, well, it's today. It's right now, actually. So I'm proud to announce the CGL Overwatch Community GOATS tournament will be taking place during the month of July. Sign-ups will go live July 6th and close July 12th, and the tournament will start on July 20th. Now, one of our most common questions we always get for these things is, is there a prize pool? What is the prize pool? How does that work? And I'm happy to announce that there will be a $1,000 prize pool distributed between the various Tier 6 tiers of each console and platform. $250 per platform and region at the top. And for Tiers 1 through 5, you're not going to be completely left out in the dark. Based on community suggestion, we're going to be trying a crowdfunded prize pool via Matcherino, where people can either contribute directly to the prize pool via money, or you can kind of complete various actions, such as following a sponsored Twitter account, which will add, say, 50 cents to the prize pool for each one you do. So you don't even have to have money to contribute. You can just follow, and it will add to the overall prize pool for your tiers. And those will be distributed evenly across the lower tiers play. It'll take place over about 5 weeks, with 3 weeks of it being the group stages. So we're not going to be doing the traditional league format. It's going to take place much shorter. There'll be 3 weeks of a group stage where you have to play every team in your group at least once. Now, some tiers, depending on how many teams sign up, you might have to play teams in your group twice. And then the top teams in each group will go on to a playoff bracket that will take place during weeks 4 and 5. And this will take place using standard CGL tiers. So this is a tiered tournament, tiers 1 through 6 on Xbox, PS4, NA, and EU. It's going to be based off of season 22, 21, and 20 SR. So we're not going to be using a single season SR for this event this time, since those are a little bit abusable and more varied. So we're going to be basing off of 3 seasons of SR that have taken place after this season has placed. Now, again, it is a GOATS tournament. Now, one of those common questions we get with GOATS tournament is, well, what do we think GOATS is? What do we consider GOATS is? So for this GOATS tournament, you can run Ryan or Winston. You can't run both at the same time. And then you have to have D.Va, and you have to have Zarya. You must run a Lucio, and then you can have any combination of Zen, Moira, Ana, and Brig for the last 2 supports. No Mercy, no BAP, and no DPS are allowed. So there's no mate goats, no Sombra goats. I don't want those in my lobbies. And again, signups will go live July 6th on the CGO website. You'll be using your CGO account that you might have already created in the past for the current season. So pretty much very close to after the end of this season. You won't have to wait that long. We're not taking the year break. You're not going to have to wait. You're going to be able to immediately sign up for the GOATS tournament. Even potentially using your existing already CGL team or a new team. It's kind of up to you. And
what would be the best way for teams to go about signing up?
Yeah, so if you're not already, join the CGL Overwatch Discord, discord.gg/consoleow, and that will get you into CGL Overwatch Discord, and keep an eye on the announcements channel. In that same channel, I'm going to be posting later today a more detailed document that lists everything out in exact detail, how it's being taken place. This is kind of just a little overall summary. But keep an eye out there. You'll get every information you need to sign up when they go live right there.
Poggers! Thank you so much, Headrammer. That is exciting stuff. Always love a good GOATS tournament. We'll be looking forward to this one. So y'all be sure to get your teams signed up. Let's get some GOATS on.
I love goats.
Love me some goats. Yes, sir.
I miss goats.
Well, we're going to just take a very quick intermission, and we'll be right back with our Tier 6 matchup. Indy already with a 1-0 lead as we head into our hybrid map. We'll see you back here on map 2. Y'all don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friends. Slight correction there. It was a Rapid taking the 1-0 lead. I apologize for any confusion headed into this. But we are going into map 2, and Indy have chosen Hollywood as our hybrid map this evening. I like me some Hollywood, Billy. I'm excited to head to California.
I mean, man, I love this map too. It's such a nice hybrid map. Just so many compositions that you can run into this.
Exactly.
I mean, the sky is the limit here. There's actually, some ability to run far. There's ability to run dive. There's ability to run death ball. There's the availability to run defensively double shielding. So, I mean, just the what we're going to see here from the Tier 6 scene is what I'm looking forward to as we get to see the counterpart to our Xbox scene here in the NA tournament side. On the PS4 side, I want to see what kind of the meta is here. It's kind of like unwrapping a new package for us here. Do the meta stay the same in PS4 as they do in Xbox?
It's a very good question indeed, especially getting a glimpse of this Tier 6 scene. It should be good stuff. Should be good stuff.
We get stuff. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see, is there going to be Echo play? I didn't see Echo there in the little bit that I was kind of glancing off to the side as the GOATS announcement was being made. By the way, huge pog in chat for the GOATS tournament that Headrabber just let us know about. But man, I really want to see Echo. I want to see, what kind of compositions they're running here.
Well, so far on the defense, looks like Indy is indeed bringing us a little bit of the Pharah Echo. Bringing us some dive tanks on the defense as well. It's a bit of an unusual pick. Well, as we are going to get a quick pause here. We're just going to go right back to our cameras while we wait for this pause to figure itself out. I'm not quite sure what the issue is here, but hey, gives us a chance to discuss what we might see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it looks like Rapid on the defense right now is going to bring us the double flyer comp in the DPS pool. Little bit of a metal dive to it with the Winston and the Hammond, and then Mercy and Moira to keep them up. I like it. Who gets the pocket, though? Does the Mercy get the pocket? Or, I'm sorry, does the Pharah get the pocket? Mercy can't pocket herself. Or does the Echo?
That would be a
or
trick.
Does the Echo get it? I mean, it just depends on where you put the staff, I guess.
Dude, that's a Mercy buff I could get behind.
Yes. Wait, looks like they've changed the map laws. Map debate.
No,
looks like this
is an escort.
This is an escort map.
Yeah, we should be on a hybrid map here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've got my rules up here in front of me.
That's all right. Let them do their thing. It's nobody will know. It's nobody's the wiser. But it does mean our compositions that we were just discussing might get swapped up a little bit here, as we're getting a bit of a reset on our lobby. Hey, it's okay. It'll give us a chance to take a look at our map screen. Get to show off this bad boy. A Rapid indeed taking the 2-1 victory on Lijiang. Start things off. And confirmed.
I see what the problem was. I see what the problem is now. It was accidentally on quick play settings.
Oh, well. So it would have just been a single-sided affair here.
In a single-sided affair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been no attack there for Rapid. Hey, I'm glad we caught it now.
Headrabber Pog picking that up in our production booth for us as we look to see what is coming out here. Again, looks like the same defense being shown by them, with the exception of Lightwolf now going over to the Brigitte instead of the Moira.
I actually really like that pick. I think the Brig is going to get a lot more value, and you can also utilize the Brig to help protect any of your ground troops, kind of form a, not really a front line, but a place of safety for your team to peel back.
Mm-hmm. And also the armor packs are going to allow the Echo to get in there, do her thing, and get out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On the side of the attack, Indy coming out here with the Rhine and the Diva. They're going to bring the McCree and the Sombra to put the hurt down. As we get a quick engagement, or at least a quick assault coming through from the dive defense. And just a slight kite back here for Indy as they regroup themselves, get their cooldowns ready to go.
Yep, and I think this nice little pathing down here on the bottom is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. You got to focus the Winston out, take all the shielding gone.
Well, we're going to McCree keeping the pressure on the skies, making sure that the pharmacy combo doesn't have all the room in the world to work. Just making sure they know that they're being watched and they're being shot at, for that matter. Koyuki's going to find first blood here on Hollywood as the Lucio goes down. But it does look like Indy able to return fire, pick off the Hammond. Not before he can drop his mines, though. Those mines doing some work. Duplicate coming through onto the Reinhardt, giving some extra shielding here. And the Pharah from Rapid raining those rockets from above. Man, this double air comp so far looking very successful, very strong coming out of Rapid.
Yeah, the quick pick on Pocket Size King in the beginning of that fight really cut the hamstrings out of the attack for Indy, and you know the pathing has got to be right. I think that the Sombra play right now only 11% towards the EMP, so not a hack been done yet, and you've got to get some more value out of that. Otherwise, it needs to be a swap off into something much more lethal.
Yeah, that barrage come online so fast. You can just see the amount of work Cap's been putting into the farm by how quickly that barrage came online. Speaking of, we're going to get a Primal Rage coming out on the side of the defense as well. The Primal thrown on top of Cafe, but Diva right there with the Matrix, able to take him down. Trades coming through. The Echo's still on board here for the defense and finding some kills, taking out the Moira. And with that, a large source of sustain here for Indy on the attack. Nevertheless, Tracer able to find some kills. And they're 97% to getting to this point A captured and getting this snooty actor on his way to his trailer.
Oh my goodness. I mean, good focus fire there. Swapping off the Reinhardt and bringing out Winston of their... Sorry, I got tickled by that. Man, looking at ultimates though, you know, coming into this next fight, you know, depending on where the spawn came from for the side of Rapid, you know, you've got self-destruct and a pulse bomb ready to go and a coalescence to keep the team up standing. Meanwhile, massive little bit of work here. Kyoki doing the duplicate onto the Diva, almost to a self-defense or a self-destruct, ready to go.
Indeed, self-destruct's going to come out immediately as the dive takes still holding their ground on this point. That self-destruct didn't seem to find much. In fact, it's the Winston coming through from the other side. Cyber Ninja finding a pair of kills. Tracer there to help him out as well. And it's full steam ahead here for the cart.
Yep, 3 minutes left in the time bank to get it through the streets phase here in Hollywood. And you're looking at a 4-pack of ultimates on the side of Indy. Nothing being said on the other side. Looks like a massive wholesale swap to a double shield comp coming in for Rapid, as I think that they've decided that their dive defense has gone kaput.
Yeah, this is full-on swaps here. EMP coming through from the attacking team. 4 people caught immediately. 2 kills right to the feed. 3 and 4 right behind it. Tracer right there to follow up on all of those hacked targets. The Echo cannot survive. And this is going to be 2 points on the board here for Indy.
Yeah, that was a very fast streets phase. Maybe about a minute 10 to go through the streets phase. So great recapture of the time that it took them to kind of take the first point there. Now looking at it, I mean, you did waste. You invested quite a few into that, but you still got your DPS ultimates or your support ultimates online for the side from Indy. On the other side, you know, not much progress. You look like Coalescence will be the first one up. Maybe the duplicate from Koyuki. Sorry, I will get that out.
Yeah.
Koyuki.
Duplicate coming out as we speak. As a matter of fact, Reinhardt, the chosen target. First Earth Shatter is going to get blocked. Coalescence there from the attacking team. Going to burn the Echo right out of that duplicate form. But the countering core coming from the defense burns down the Reinhardt entirely. Lucio and Moira soon to follow with no more heals, no more tanks. Well, there's no more attack here for Indy.
Yeah, I mean, it's back to the drawing board here. Now, is there going to be a compositional shift from the other side? It does look like the Ryan Zarya is going to be the way to go here. So, I mean, tank battle versus tank battle. That's what's really winning this right here. Huge EMP!
Six man! And a Maywall to deny any escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. 3 kills, light up the feed with a quickness. And that's going to mean the last 3 are pretty much easy pickings. Koyuki going down at the hands of the juiced up Zarya and just gliding into the end of point C. Indy putting up a fantastic assault with 2:12 left in the time bank.
Yeah, based upon their initial assault on the point A, you wouldn't have thought that they would have that kind of a time bank coming out of the attack phase as they go into defense now. Phantom absolutely dominating on this Sombra. Man, not only just the individual hacks that the player was getting, but then the EMPs. The first one was a 4-piece. The second one got all 6, and that was all she wrote. All progress, all defensive stands were null and void. Canceled check, your check bounced, and you're probably going to jail, otherwise known as spawn. And man, great work, great coordination from the side from Indy here as they come back with a vengeance against the side from Rapid.
And now, Indy going on the defense, hoping that fantastic assault will be enough to tie up this match. In that vein, looks like they're bringing us the Ryan Zarya once again with McCree May here to put the hurt down, Moira and Lucio to keep the team alive and standing. From the
I really
offense,
like the double flyer. I really like the double flyer that they brought out on the first defense
I
there.
agree.
I don't know why they swapped off of it.
Oh, look at this interesting defensive posturing. They're going to hide on this stairwell. What an aggressive stance Indy is taking here in the beginning. Rapid coming out with the Orisa Sigma. They're going to bring the Killer Queen comp in Ashe and Echo. Very popular comp these days, but they are caught completely off guard. The Blitzkrieg defense just storm over Rapid, and, oh, well, with a rapid fashion, they're going right back to spawn.
I mean, to play the alliteration, he is a poet and he doesn't know it, ladies and gentlemen in chat. Oh my goodness, the alliteration was just absolutely on point there, my friend, and I'm so appreciative of it.
Oh, well, thank you. Try to keep the people entertained. Oh, speaking of keeping entertained, here comes Cap on the Pharah. Finds a quick early kill onto the McCree. Hard counter gone. And now Cap's going to just have all the room in the world to lay these rockets down. 2 kills and 2 rockets. Moira May both gone. And Rapid opening up point A like a can of worms. Cap does eventually go down. They had lost their Winston in the process, but the res coming back up. And now Phantom returning into the battle, making his presence known. Picks off 2 with the Peacekeeper before finally getting taken out by Lightwolf. In the end, Rapid picking up some progress. First tick already on the board. Here comes the second, and they're going to get this card rolling.
Yeah, they are indeed.
Might get the stall. We are getting the stall.
No.
Tracer got the contest. Here comes the Hammond back onto the point. Oh, can they actually hold this thing? The kill down onto the Moira. Great shooting from the Tracer right on the head. Follows it up and takes out the Mercy. Both supports down at the hands of the Tracer. Now, Koyuka swaps over to the Hammer, duplicates the Hammond, should I say, throws some mines on the point, but it's not enough to scare off this defense. And Tracer, oh my goodness, what a performance there. Get this retake and denied the point A pickup from Rapid.
It's like 98%, 93% is what they had. I mean, the point was theirs. And man, what a recontest. Minute 45 left in the time bank. Not many ultimates used on the defense either. I mean, the Deadeye was used, and I don't know how much good effect, but man, the swap to the dive offense was absolutely crucial. I mean, they almost got it, and now the defense coming out, the dive defense.
We're gonna get some mines to start things off from Suzuki. Barrage coming in over the top, does not find anything this time. Phantom is ready for it, takes him out. Tracer picking up a kill onto the Echo as well. No more damage dealers here for the attacking team. Nitrosoft is trying to range his way to victory, but there's just so much there in the way. Cyber Ninja dropping his own Primal Rage. It was a lot of angry Winstons on the point. Now Ball returning to battle, but Rapid not done here as Cap and Nitrosoft come up with a pair of kills, and they might be able to hold on to this thing. They're going to get the Lucio as well. Cyber Ninja falls, and systematically Rapid able to take control and finally pick up a point on the board.
Yeah, but that was a minute 45 that they just took off the time bank for Rapid here, and that is exactly what they needed to kind of stall the aggression coming from Rapids here. I mean, Indy is just, they put up a hell of a stall there and really reclaimed some time, because I thought it was going to be like 5 minutes in the time bank, and as it stands, 3:10 to start this point.
Rapid did a good job of finding those split spawns, taking advantage and picking off a couple members of Indy, kind of delaying the defense here, but not by a whole lot, as the engagement is going to take place right in front of the saloon. Sound barrier coming out on the defense, as it is just an all-out brawl on this point. Winston's and Ammons dancing all around each other. The defense trying to focus down the duplicate of Koyuki, but not before the Primal Rage coming out. Back to 1,000 health goes the Echo, and just swinging away, flailing those fists like no tomorrow over this point, and assisting and Rapid cleaning up here. And they're going to continue to make progress down the streets of Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got 2 ultimates online for the defense, almost a third in the coalescence for Jeepers Reapers, but 3 ultimates online already for the offense of Rapid. And, you know, is there going to be a contest? I do believe so. I think that Cyber, yep, he's going to go ahead and invest his Primal Rage into this fight and get it started.
Coalescence throwing in from the defense as well. Cap was trying to drop that barrage, but got hacked out of the sky, fell down like a rock. And the Diva right there to clean up from the defense. Tracer picks off Koyuki and has the pulse bomb in his pocket, ready to go. In their pocket, should I say. And find the kill onto the Mercy. Nitrosoft goes down as well. Tracer picking off the Moira, and the defense will hold on here on the back of point B. Just 73 seconds left on the clock for Rapid to make something happen.
Yeah, and the big thing is that they have EMP available. We saw what Phantom did on the attacks phase, and now that is available to them. You know, could deny both a mine and a barrage depending on where they launch it from.
Where is Phantom? Phantom is just down here right on cart. Nothing real fancy going on. Gonna throw that EMP. Finds 4 with that one. Nitrosoft goes down early. Cap and Koyuki soon to follow. Manual hack onto the Wrecking Ball, and oh my goodness, that's just a sad sight. A hacked Wrecking Ball just, oh, it hurts my heart. Good cleanup coming through from the defense, and one last shot here for Rapid.
Yeah, self-destruct coming up online for Krepful on the Diva for Indy. Not very much in the way of ultimates except for Light Wolf, with the Coalescence rapidly approaching, and you've still got the Tracer's Pulse Bomb ready to go. So this is going to be a very difficult take if they're going to try and get any more progress here in the street space.
Soft and Suzuki swapping over to the Orisa Sigma. Early pick coming from Cap, who swapped over to the McCree. Able to pick off the Mercy with the Peacekeeper. But the Self-Destruct finds one. Diva finds another, and Cyber Ninja picks up one of his own. Defensive Coalescence coming out over the objective. And as the overtime wick starts to burn, we got a tie game here, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, that was what the doctor ordered. That's what you need to do coming out of control. And if you lose it, come out into the hybrid and then just assert your dominance. So, you know, we've seen this happen quite a few times through our playoffs here. You know, the first one map usually goes to the lower seed for some reason. It's happened throughout almost all of our matches here in the playoffs, and then the higher seed generally will come back and storm through the hybrid map and even things up and put us on an even kill. Man, what a coordinated play though. Composition swaps in the middle of the match is we're coming fast and furious. I mean, we went from dive to death ball to double shield, both teams doing it on the fly.
So true.
I mean, it's the most exciting kind of Overwatch you can watch. It's just the chess match. It's what we want to see in the top tier of our sport.
Absolutely. Gotta love the pick and counter pick. That's one of my favorite things to watch, and to see those strategies unfold. Very excited. Good work here for both teams so far today, as we're 1-1 going into the half. We're just going to take a very quick break, but we will be right back with our assault map. We hope to see you there. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friends, the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. We're here with our PlayStation Tier 6 matchup between Indy and Rapid, which is all tied up here at the half. Rapid have chosen Hanamura for our assault map this evening, and Indy have chosen to go on the attack. So, they're confident that they're going to put up a good time here to start things off. What do you think, Billy? What are your thoughts going into Hanamura here?
I mean, based upon what we just saw, because that was obviously our first match, or our first map here in this series, the DPS duo for Indy are absolutely nutty, and they have come to play indeed. And you know, the Sombra play from Phantom was absolutely nasty. Loving to see that. The tank lines, the ability to swap on the fly like that and immediately get into another meta is just mind-boggling to me, because I struggle just to stick with the current meta and throughout an entire match. So seeing them do it on the fly in the just the one part of the either attack or defense, they're just ready to fly and change it on the fly. So, you know, I'm really looking to see what Indy's going to bring out on the offense here. As man, they just put on a clinic as how to duo and really focus fire down once a hack target was available. Phantom did so much work. I think there was 2 EMPs there once they had switched to the Sombra in the streets phase.
Rapid going to the defense here, bringing us a little Ash Junkrat to put down some hurt. Orisa Sigma protect the front line. We're going to get Ryan Diva coming out of Indy on the side of the attackers. And they're going to teleport right up to this high ground, and Sigma had just jumped down from. I don't know if that was fortuitous or unlucky. Either way, there's going to be a clash on the objective. No holds at the choke here. Maywall splitting off the front line, but a great immortality field thrown in the mix from Hojin. Able to keep the defense alive. No casualties just yet. But 58% progress already here for Indy, seemingly for free. Didn't even need a kill to get over halfway through this point. They are going to find first blood, taking down Suzuki. Koyuki not far behind. There goes the Orisa. Capped finds himself D-Mech in a kill, finishes off the baby Diva, but it's not going to be enough to fend off this assault. That's a lightning fast point A here for Indy.
Yeah, good news for Captain Seiler, though. Bob already available to help contest. And as we all know, the spawn advantage for the defense here is going to be huge. But, I mean, you've got both support ultimates ready and available to the side from Indy. I mean, they can just basically aggress on the point. You just got to watch out for the Bob.
Coalescence coming out. Soundbringer as well from the attackers. The tire is thrown in. Did not seem to find what it was looking for, but Cyber Ninja goes down anyway. Blizzard coming in from the offense, and we're going to get a couple trades, but the defense emerging with the advantage, and they're going to take the fight win here. Back to the drawing board goes Indy.
Not so fast. Crayful getting a couple of kills there in the pilot form and just trying to contest and be a gnat. Got the mech back even. But that's going to be a quick jump off the map if you don't take the hyper series. Get your head.
I think that whole endeavor was just charging up the ultimate of that Orisa and that Sigma.
Yeah, Phantom looks like going over to the Sombra. Oh, Lord, that's going to spell trouble for Rapid here, as we saw what happened during the Hollywood Streets phase and the attack phase for Indy. So you're going to have to watch out for the little Mexican hacker.
We're getting Cyber Ninja onto the Winston as well. Tracer taking up the namesake hero. Gravitic Flux to start things off for the defense. Hack does come through onto the Orisa, but they're not quite able to tear her down. That fortified just too much for them to try to work through. And Suzuki and Koyuki both having some room to work, finding success. Lighting up the kill feed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Tracer doing the best thing is just getting out. Nice little exit kill, though, with the Sombra Moira duo, which is not something that you normally hear about, but hey, it's a thing. Looking at Grateful, got a self-destruct online. Wait, placement takes out the Sigma Bull Skunk.
Oh, what a self-destruct indeed. Transcendence thrown in at the last seconds, I think to protect the Zenyatta from that. But already a man down. Tracer's going to pick off that Zen. Riptire comes through, but Koyuki gives his life for the tire and does not find any success. Now Tracer just tearing through this back line. The Coalescence helping out immensely. Cat goes down. Suzuki goes down. Already 78%, 89%. Here comes that third tick through with lightning fast time. 3:31 left in that time bank.
You know, and that was just pure measured aggression. The self-destruct thrown in by Krepfel there, just taking out the first bit of shielding, and it was all cleanup from there. And then a final EMP coming out from Phantom and denying the Doomfist, you know, kind of rollout, seismic slam, uppercut, and then rocket punch. Nah, you get MP'd, you get deleted really quickly. Jeepers Creepers really keeping the team up in the middle of that mid-fight with a very well-timed coalescence and snapping it around and taking out the tracer of Koyuki, and it was all she wrote from there.
Yeah, it was a fantastic coalescence. And that's just one of the things where it's the timing. The timing of that ultimate is oh so crucial. A couple seconds too early, a couple seconds too late, and it just gets a fraction of the value it otherwise would.
Yeah, I'm just so surprised. I mean, she just snapped it like 180 and just melted poor little Tracer, and there was nowhere the little squishy could go, and splat goes the bug. So now looking at the defense from Indy here, looks like they're going to do this blitzkrieg thing again.
Oh, I love this blitzkrieg defense. Catch people off guard. I mean, you're just throwing them different looks. And then every time they come out of the gate, they're wondering and they're trying to guess what's going to be up the sleeve of the defense here next. Well, and right now, it's up close and personal with this Reaper May composition. They're going to chase them down. Oh, what a funny turn of events as they follow them down the street here right out of point A. 3 kills lighting up the feed. They do lose their Zarya in that fight, but the rest of the kills going the way of Indy here, putting up a great first hold.
Yep, and a stacker kill coming up on a Sasuke Uchiha. A little Naruto reference there. Trace on the May is putting up some serious numbers here, but look at the ultimate charges. For both teams, actually, you know, even though the defenders did take the brunt of that blitzkrieg, they actually got quite a bit of a ultimate charge into it.
Rapid coming back in. May walls kind of splitting off everybody, though the walls are closing in here, my friends, as Rapid's just going to move into the small room with the mini, see if they can recharge some cooldowns for making their movement onto the point. Walls coming up from the attackers, trying to split the Reinhardt up from the rest of the pack, but Coalescence there to keep him alive and burn through the remainder of that wall. Now in response, Rapid's going to throw down a Coalescence of their own as they look to push onto the objective. Graviton Surge coming online, but the Blizzard from the other way. Bubble used to protect himself, but Suzuki did not have one for Reinhardt. Cap's going to go down. Hojin not far behind, and the defense put up another great hole with just 2:30 left on the clock.
Yep, and once again, you know, a little bit of a consolation gift for Koyuki, getting the Reaper out. Reaper's going to have Death Blossom coming back in with a couple of tank ultimates, not too far behind in a sound barrier to keep them up, but Grav available. Looks like we've got Shatter, also Deadeye, and a sound barrier.
Graviton Surge coming out immediately, but the sound barrier is there for Indy to keep them alive. Oh my goodness, the self-destruct in the small room finds 2. I'm honestly surprised it didn't find more, but the cleanup pretty easy from there for Indy as they just swarm in and demolish any remaining members of Rapid left in that tiny room. And it's back to spawn they go.
Yeah, it looks like Phantom did invest the Death Blossom into that as well, so that is off the board for now, but you still got Coalescence available and Shatter for Cyber Ninja almost online.
On the other side of things, Blizzard and Deadeye there for the attacking team. Blizzard gets eaten. Krepval with the nom-noms onto that Blizzard. Coalescence now coming out from the defenses once again. Rapid places themselves in this tiny little corridor. Maywell coming up to split off the Reinhardt, but the Coalescence there from the attackers to burn through a section of that wall, keep that Ryan alive and standing, and it's Cyber Ninja who goes down. Krepval not far behind does indeed get demeched by Suzuki. Graviton Surge in their pocket, no need to even use it. Here comes point A, might even be able to snowball this thing, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely got the ultimates online with the Shatter Grav and also the Deadeye online. Tracer's got the Blizzard to kind of stall them out there, so you know, you're going to have to watch. There's nothing to eat the Blizzard either, and they don't have any kind of an ultimate to kind of sustain them through this. So they're going to have to be very careful with their pathing positioning when they go through this, because Tracer is looking for a little bit of a snow cone.
I think it's going to take an early kill onto that Mei will be the ticket. Cap does have the Deadeye coming out directly. Oh, pull the trigger on. He does. He gets the Mei. Oh, but the Graviton Surge gets eaten up. Cripful again denying ultimates. That's 2 already in just as many minutes. Now the Blizzard does come out from the defenders. That's going to spell doom here. Well, excuse me, from the attackers. Spell like doom for Indy. And, well, Rapid, they're going to pick up some progress. Wow. I thought that they were just going to be so far behind in that time bank, but the snowball is real, and they pick up point B with a quickness.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why Tracer came out of the ice block so fast. Either because you can't destroy it, can you?
Negative.
Through a Deadeye?
Negative.
So I'm not sure because he popped it, went in, then he popped right back out. And I think that you wait for the duration of the Deadeye. And or at least as long as you can, maybe your cooldown for your wall comes back up and you can, shield yourself from any kind of fire on that. But other than that, I'm not sure what the pop there was. So a little bit unfortunate there. And on the other side, Phantom had gotten Death Blossom in that. So, you could have probably comboed the two together. But I mean, the focus fire and the aggression shown from them, it was just so much, so fast. I mean, the coalescence absolutely kept them up, and that's what you like to see. You like to see a real quick snapback from the attackers there.
Yeah, Jeepers Rapers so far absolutely getting tons of value out of that coalescence here today. Now going back on the defense. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Rapid, really showed their teeth there. And I mean, 33 seconds, that's basically a walk back from spawn, depending on where you're at. So, depending on how Indy decides to defend here, depends on whether or not there's going to be a snowball into point 2.
Indy taking a much more traditional defense. No crazy blitzkrieg this time around. Similar pathing coming through from Rapid as they run into the small room. But this time, they don't linger. They use that speed boost, get themselves onto that high ground and away from the incoming danger, something they failed to do a couple of times on their original assault. Now the battle will take place on the objective. Maywall coming up, but it's just a little early, not able to do any divide and conquer. On the other side, the Maywall used to open up the path, which Rapid just circumvents the bell, goes around and picks off Cyber Ninja, follows it up with a nice D-Mech on the Quarterfinals. And that should make the rest of this real easy to snowball. They're going to get that 3rd point on the board after a bit of cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very fast shatter gotten by Entrysoft. And, I mean, just taking down Cyber Ninja in the beginning of that fight, that was all she wrote. Quick cleanup from there. Going to have about a minute 20. Yep, minute 20 left on the point, or on the time bank, going to point B to see if they can get 4 points out of this overtime period.
Nope. The Deadeye Coalescence online. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Shatter coming out on the side of the defense. Found one is the follow-up there. Coalescence coming out from Rapid as they're trying to hang on here. May force the ice block up, but not before finding a pair of kills, including the main tank and the primary source of healing. Oh, this snowball is looking very real. 1 tick already picked up here. Deadeye coming out. Cat finds 1 with it. And 1 prior to it. The Graviton Surge denying any contest. And wow, 4 points on the board in just a minute and 21 seconds to pick up both points.
Yeah, I mean, faster than you can blink your eye, it's done. And, I mean, 39 seconds with an original 2 minutes in their time bank. That's not only economical, that's blazingly fast. And maybe a little bit passive from the side of Indy there, maybe resting on their laurels for that extra 33 seconds.
Yeah, hubris can certainly get the best of you, and if you're trying to play too slow, too passive, you don't have that sense of urgency, you can suddenly find yourself overwhelmed. And even in that initial defense, they didn't try to press the issue into the small room like they had done previously, and that worked really well for them, though I will admit Rapid did a much better job of quickly pathing around on that first point, and then snowballed it splendidly.
Well, I also think that Koyuki there put a really nice angled wall they kind of prevented them from actually getting into that small room with them. So I think that's really what got them the positioning and the pathing that they really wanted there. And then, you know, just the high ground contest and aggression onto the point is what really sealed the deal for them in, you know, taking down Cyber Ninja first. That was all she wrote.
Now it's Indy's turn to see if they can put up 4 points as well, match that blazing fast assault that Rapid just showed us. They're going to bring the Symmetra out, teleport right over the objective, wall off the McCree, and Capped goes back to spawn before he even get a shot off. Now Maywell coming out on the other side. He's going to force Cyber Ninja into the thick of the fight here. Charge comes out, but the counter charge right there available. Jeepers Reapers picking up a kill. Light Wolf knocking Gripval off the side. Zarya goes into the pit, but Phantom striking right back, finds 2, make that 3 kills on the Symmetra. The microwave beam proving too much for Rapid to handle.
Yeah, and Legs comes out and isn't even able to drop the biotic field to keep itself up. So that's a very fast time also from the side from Indy. Looks like they're going to have maybe 2 minutes on the dot as they go into point B. 2:01, I'm sorry, I was off by a second. Go ahead and send me the bill for being wrong.
Don't let it happen again.
But I mean, you know, snowball ability, you know, Shatter online right now.
We have the defense sitting up on the high ground. Indy going to teleport up to the sniper nest above the katana and just drop directly onto the objective. Bubbles coming out as Intrisoft trying to get aggressive, press the issue here. Earthshatter coming out on the side of Indy, only finds 1. The Shatter from the other side, similar result, just finding the Reinhardt. Dueling Coalescence over the point, and Intrisoft cannot survive. Suzuki goes down as well. No more tanks standing here for the defense, and Photon Barrier up for Indy as they're looking to close this thing out. May still on point, tosses out the Blizzard, but gives her life in the process. And Indy able to avoid that, just kite around the Blizzard, nobody froze it up, and they continue to clean up. Light Wolf throwing a sound barrier in to see if they can stall for some time here.
Look at Sasuke Uchiha up there on the ball, absolutely stalling out right now, stalling for his life. Here comes the Graviton Surge coming out from Grepful. That's huge, big Blizzard coming out right now. That's going to take out Kyoki on the Doomfist, and now it's just cleanup. They've just got to get all the cleanups done in 30 seconds, 40 seconds left in the time bank.
Yeah, it's just Winston left on the point. You do have a Cap sitting on the high ground, I believe, trying to pick off as many members as he can, but he eats an icicle right between the eyes. But he does manage to find 1 kill. 5 members of Indy left here on this point, which means they won't be able to produce just as fast a time to kill, but nevertheless, the kills come through either way, and they're going to put up a comparable time. 19 seconds separating these two teams as we head into our second set of extra innings.
I mean, we're getting bonus Overwatch, and there's nothing wrong with that. Both blazingly fast times, and the snowball was real. A little bit better of a stall out from Rapid there, as you know, they brought the Doomfist. They no EMP available that time to stop the aggression. But, you know, in the end, 19 seconds separating them here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to bring out here on the defense.
We will get Rapid on the defense once again, as this time they emerge with the slight advantage. First time it was Indy with the time advantage. Entrysoft and Suzuki coming out with the Ryan Zarya once again. No big surprises there. We will get the May Reaper put down the Hurt, Moira, and Lucio to keep the team alive. Indy showing us a bit to dive, but they still have about 17 seconds to change their mind on that.
Yeah, don't want to get debated as of yeah. There looks like there's some swaps going through. I like what I'm seeing. If that's actually going to be the case, there, you know, they really got a lot of value out of the symmetric teleporters, both on the first and second attacks. And I think they're just going to go ahead and abandon it this time, and looking for a little bit of range damage from the winged Egyptian.
Yeah, bringing the Pharah into the mix. I like it. I like showing them a bit of a different look here. Change at the eye level, something unexpected. Pathin around to the far right side once again. The tanks are going to go move in. See if they can put some pressure down while Phantom is raining some rockets from outside. The fight itself is going to move into the courtyard area, but Cyber Ninja goes down. Tracer falls as well as the D-Mech coming through. And it's going to be back to the spawn. Here it goes Indy. They only have 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think you need to have better shielding if you're going into a Ryan Zarya comp. I mean, you got 10 seconds to get in there. So what do? You're just going to have to basically rush your way on there. And now he's going to have to get through the wall. He can't even get through the wall.
Oh, no! Can they have in touch? 1 second. Oh, the boop keeps him off. There's the Lucio. The Lucio snuck in the back and was able to get the overtime wick burning. But at what cost? Phantom able to find one, but they drop run on the way in. Phantom goes down as well. Coalescence coming out from the attacking team is there desperately trying to make something happen here in the overtime of our second extra innings. Coalescence from the defense attempting to stabilize, but they've lost Koyuki on the May. Honan with it down low. Oh, and there goes their primary healer as well for Rapid. Sound barrier thrown in as the Moira is gone, and they need some staying power here if they want to win this fight. Cap is going to take out Cyber Ninja, but Entry Soft goes down as well. No more Reinhardt standing for either team. And Reaper coming back into the fight. 3v3 on this objective. You have a Hanzo and a Tracer versus Reaper Ball Lucio. And offensive Lucio coming back into the battle. Suzuki does take out that Hanzo. And now trying to smash down the Moira. Jeepers cannot survive. It's just the Lucio and the Tracer left on point as the attacking tanks return to battle. 4v3 on the objective, favoring Indy. Both Hammonds trying to spin around and stall for as long as they can. Cyber Ninja is going to drop as Tracer's in the backline trying to deal with the Winston. But back on point, Kremple able to knock Hojin off the side. Blizzard coming out from the defense. So as this fight has drawn out long enough for both DPS ultimates to come into the mix from the defense. Death Blossom thrown in and is going to take out Kremple on the Hammond. Pulse Bomb through from Tracer, but it's not going to be enough as she gets booped to the face. Round 5 complete. No progress picked up from Indy.
Man, but they were very close to getting that one little tick that they needed. And I think that would have been enough to win this. So now, when conditions set, you just got to get that tick. But it's only a minute 19 on the time bank. And I don't know if that's enough time to really get in there. I mean, we saw them get almost 3 different tries to take that point. So speed is what's going to win here. How fast can you get in there? And what can you do to disrupt the defense? So maybe bringing the Sombra in with a Junkrat or maybe Bastion. I mean, Bastion can always shred down shields fast if that's the way that they're going to go. Also the Symmetra. The Symmetra could have fried a lot. I think if you would have brought the Symmetra back into the point there, I think they could have actually taken that and gotten themselves back to point faster with the rotations that they were trying to bring in there.
I was kind of surprised they didn't go to the sim once they were forced to make that 20-second engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely expecting to see the Symmetra come out, and I think it would have served them well. But as it stands, they were trying to muscle it through with the Tracer and did not have any luck.
I mean, they get the Pulse Bomb kill onto the opposite Mei, so I mean, it worked. It just wasn't enough.
Well, and Koyuki was able to return to battle, drop the Blizzard down, and it just made life a cold hell there for Indy.
It was a cold day in hell, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Now, Indy back on the defense with the Ryan Zarya, Reaper Mei. Ryan Zarya from the attackers as well, but the Mei wall, much better this time. Nevertheless, the defense able to break it down, but Indy finding 3 kills as they take the battle in the small room once again, remembering they had found such great success in there earlier. And they're going to chase Rapid right back to spawn. 48 seconds on the clock.
Yep, Cyber Ninja got a huge amount of ult charge there, too, in that battle. The Mei wall from Koyuki actually blocked her healers from getting any kind of healing into the people there.
We're going to get an offensive Mei wall coming up. Now the defensive wall's there, but Cap able to just chew right through it. The Reinhardt no worse for wherever getting caught on the wrong side of the track. Caps is going to take down Krepval on the Zarya, but Phantom answers right back, and Entry Soft is gone. Back in the spawn you go. Another kill for the Reapers is just which Reaper can kill the other team the quickest here. Coalescence coming out from Indy, try to see if they can maintain and give their Reaper the edge in the battle. Indeed, Phantom takes out Koyuki, but Cyber Ninja once again falls. Suzuki On point. Oh, and the big Death Blossom coming out from Phantom. He's going to get 2 kills before the Graviton Surge emerges from the other side. That's going to find 2 kills as well. Just the Hammond and the Tracer left on this objective versus the Rhine Zarya and the Moira. Just the right teammates here for Rapid, and they're going to take Hanamura. Whew. And a 2-1 lead here in this match.
Whew, that was the match that never ended. And, yeah, I mean, just I think containing them in the small room as long as they did and allowing for the 1v1 battle on the point is what Rapid really wanted to do there. And they separated the healing from the people on the point. It was just a pure duel at that point. And, you know, I thought that it was going to swing in a battle once that Death Blossom was dropped. However, there was a Graviton Surge available to Sasuke Uchiha, and that was pretty damn good, not going to lie.
It is not 4 there. I'm hit the wrong button on that one. That is a 2-1 lead. I accidentally typed the map score into the team score. We're not done yet. Rapid did not suddenly get 4 points. We're not done yet. That map score was 4-5. Oh man, that was one long map of Hanamura. All offense, my friend, just like pure aggression.
Now, once again, we are in the position where the lower seed is actually on match point. And it depends on where we're going to go. As we see that we have had the question asked of the captain from Indy. I don't know. I can't tell which way they would want to go.
Yeah, going into Escort. I mean, we've seen a couple of different choices here. I wouldn't be surprised to see some Eichenwald, honestly. But they may want to keep it a little bit more close quarters. You know, perhaps a Route 66 maybe, which you could. Yeah, I mean that's a tough call. It's a tough call. We've seen a lot of Sim. We've seen a lot of Reaper May. We've seen some interesting DPS choices. The Sombra Dive, though, could work really well on Route 66. Maybe even Numbani. No, Numbani's a hybrid. I meant Watchpoint Gibraltar, excuse me. Could be a good choice here for Indy if they want to continue running the dive compositions. Might work well for them.
Well, I mean, the choices here in the CGL playoffs, we've got Rialto, Havana, and Route 66.
Oh, and indeed. They don't include WPG. Unluckers.
They don't. I know. One of the best maps. It looks like that... oh, boy. It looks like Team Indy has chosen Rialto, and Rapid wants to defend.
Okay. Very good. So no side swaps here.
No side swaps, and it doesn't look like there's any subs coming in. I'm just looking at it right now. It looks like Indy is ready to go in, waiting for an answer from Rapid. But, I mean, this is going to be a map where the aggression has to have that push and pull for both sides. So, you know, as I see that both the teams are ready, we're going to go ahead and head into Rialto. And, you know, we always talk about the corner of death, one of the hardest corners in any map on in Overwatch. And I'm really excited to see what is going to be brought out here by the defense from Rapid as, you know, big points on the board. I mean, this is match point for them.
Yes, sir. Yep, Rapid looking to close this thing out right here and now.
It would be the night of lower seed upsets.
Sorry, just doing a little update on production here. Bear with me just a moment.
Yeah, so I mean, as we look at them coming out, you know, it looks like we're going to see a little bit of the Rhine Zarya again coming out on the defense from Rapid. Hojin and Lightwolf going with the Moira Lucio support core to keep their team up and afloat. Captain Siler showing us the Reaper, and they'll bring Reaper May out here. So lots of CC and burst potential here from the defense. And as we get close to the gates opening here, 5 seconds to go, looks like we're going to see a little bit of Ryan Zarya in the tank line. Ana Lucio for the healer core, and then also mirroring what Rapid is bringing out, we've got the May Reaper, and looks like they're going to hold up very close here. Almost a copy of the Blitzkrieg that Indy has shown us on defense a couple of times here.
Yeah, just camped right outside the door, and Cap's going to pick up first blood, taking the Reinhardt down on the other side. Hojin getting into the mix as well, finds himself one back into spawn for a bit of a reset, goes Indy.
Oh man, they're up in their faces, and you know, we weren't able to kind of put some backstory into this match, but apparently these two teams hate each other. There is a lot of bad blood between these teams, and I think it's being shown right now in the BM that's being shown by Rapid towards Indy. There's a lot of hatred on this field right now.
So far, it looks like Tracer getting a lot of work done on the May here for Indy. Kyoki gonna go down. Entry Soft goes down. Lightwolf, the good boop, is gonna throw Phantom into the drink, but otherwise, Indy looks like they may have found the ticket to at least get out of their spawn doors.
Yeah, as long as they can get these two cleanups here. I mean, there's still some Wraith available, and yep, I mean, just look at this. Hojin not willing to give up a single meter of progress to Indy here, and that is a full minute and a half off the time bank. They haven't even got to the first corner yet, Bullskunk. This is amazing stuff.
Yeah, but I'm worried that the stagger kill onto the main healer of the defense is gonna make it a little easier for this team to push through. Oh, the Coalescence showing up just in time to help protect from the Graviton Surge, but Entry Soft cannot survive the charge. The nano boost onto Cyber Ninja was too much for him to handle. Now he's going swinging into the pack. Finds two more kills on top of that. Phantom finding himself one as well. And that late kill did indeed prove disastrous here for Rapid.
Yeah, the nano was invested in. Now, you know, you looking at Indy, you know, they've got the shatter as it just comes out, and a little bit of a sound barrier to keep them up should they be able to have it. Reapers, Jeepers Reapers is throwing haymakers with these anti-nades into the tank line of oh gosh.
Yeah, Koyoki throw a big blizzard during that as well. Does eventually go down, but look at the health bars for Indy. Every single one of the tanks in DPS are below half health. They are scrambling to find their healers, and they cannot find that safe embrace. No safety release valve for you here, no pressure relief. And the defense are going to hold on here at the point A choke. 75 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rapid right now, as I lost my tongue there for a minute, just couldn't wrap my tongue around Rapid. And
happens for the best of us.
It does happen. I mean, but Hojin swapping off the Moira and going on to the Ana of their own, and that is exactly what they need right now.
Yeah, now we're into a pure mirror comp defensive Graviton Surge coming out. Captain thought he was going to Death Blossom for sure. Opts not to, and that might just be the death of him. He does eventually press the triangle button, finding two, but there were 3 kills on the other side. Tracer putting a 4th in that. It's going to be a forfeit to advantage for the attacking team, and they will put that first point on the board.
Man, you had
a bit of a late contest coming through. Rapid trying to make a liar out of me, but Earth Shatter throwing it into the mix. Blizzard from the offense as well. The 2 support ults invested from the defense, but not enough to deny that first point.
No, but I mean, the late contest, you know, it's going to make your spawn that much worse too. But as I said, you know, there's some hatred between these two teams. And we're seeing it play out on the battlefield here right now in the streets of Italy as we approach the corner of death. Looks like they're both going to take the high ground here as somebody's going to stay on the payload and keep the progress moving. But it's going to be a 6v5 basically here on the high ground.
Now, Phantom got his Death Blossom ready. He's going to open it up on that high ground. Picks off 2, including Entry Soft, so no more shields here for the defense as they try to hold the corner of death. Meanwhile, on the ground level, Cyber Ninja and company just pushing it right on through. Cyber Ninja just decided to stand still there for a second. Not quite sure what was going on there, but Cat able to find himself a kill before getting picked off by Crepval. Entry Soft and company returning to the battle, and we're going to get a bit of a fight here at the back of point B. Suzuki finding a Phantom, and he's going to go down. Earth Shatter thrown out. Just hits the Zarya, but it might be enough. The counter Shatter there and denies the follow-up onto the friendly Zarya, but Suzuki nevertheless able to pick off Tracer on the May. Here comes the Graviton Surge. 2 kills for that, and the corner of death will belong to the defense of Rapid.
Man, that was a nice anti-nade thrown in there by Hojin into the grab, and there was no way to keep the tanks up in that line, and all she wrote. Now, for the offense, nothing really on the board. Looking at it, you've got Blizzard almost there, but you've got Nano and Sound Barrier ready to go for the side from Rapid, and the Deadeye looking for the flank from the Cowboy.
Yeah, right now, just sitting at the bulk of the pack right behind his Reinhardt, ready to defend his main tank in battle. Gonna go ahead and throw that Deadeye down, but wonderful main wall from Tracer, able to block that wall. Cyber Ninja does eventually fall to the Peacekeeper, and now Cap trying to put his attention onto the Ana, but just a select antied. And now the Ana getting aggressive onto Cap, trying to chase him down, does get that kill. Entrysoft picks off Phantom, though, and the Ana was the last to survive. Rapid maintains control here.
Yeah, and 20 seconds left on the time bank as they start to aggress here on the high ground. Payload's moving backwards. Koyuki has Blizzard available to kind of stop them. Shatter also available. And it looks like if all else fails, you do have the Graviton Surge that's going to be coming up online for Sasuke here very closely.
It is indeed Cryptfall dropping the first Graviton Surge into the mix. Phantom able to follow up on that and deny Sasuke the ability to use their ultimate, as they are all the way back in spawn now. Earthshatter coming out from the attacking team, and Entrysoft goes down 2 points on the board here for Indy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just great awareness of knowing where the tank ultimates are going to be at. Nice ultimate tracking from Indy here. They're just kind of pushing their luck at the very end here. Just dragging it out almost to overtime both times. And their time bank is going to be very slim should they be able to get it all the way through here.
Graviton Surge coming out of Suzuki. Is the follow-up there. Entrysoft finding 2 kills, goes swinging into the pack. The anti-nade was denying the heals coming through from Hojin, or excuse me, from the other side, from Jeepers. That was just a great play coming out of the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just what the doctor ordered, and man, now you've got a couple of really impactful ultimates. Nano, maybe a Nano Death Blossom. Blizzard being thrown out right now by Tracer.
Cyber Ninja able to push through. And Cryptfall finding 2 kills on the back of that Blizzard. Entrysoft does eventually take Tracer down, and Suzuki gets a kill onto the counterpart Zarya, but not before they can pick up a kill onto the primary healer of the defense. And now the nano boost onto Cyber Ninja. They continue to push into the Cathedral, but we're in final fight territory here, Billy. One chance for Indy to push this thing home.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the Phantom can actually get into the back line of no.
Well, he's going to try.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's going to be the only ultimate online. That's thrown to the back. It does find 2, but the sound barrier comes out on the side of Rapid. Now, Anti into the pack, denies the healing on to Entrysoft as well as Koyuki. Suzuki is going to go down, but in the end, the defense will emerge victorious through this bare-knuckle brawl. Koyuki on the May, kind of the lone standing member left on the objective itself.
I mean, that was just great coordinated play. I mean, they basically ran themselves out of time, waiting for certain wombo combos to come up. And, the defense from Rapid there was just absolutely stellar. They never really broke. And when they did break, it was like in overtime or like 30 seconds left. So good stuff coming out from Rapid here. So Rapid has their win condition set. They are, as you know, on match point here. They got to go 69.35 meters to take not only Rialto, but take the entire series out of the clutches of the 2 seed here in Tier 6, the side from Indy.
On the defense goes Indy. Ryan Zarya at the ready. Reaper May here to put the herd down. No big surprise from this composition. So far, the attackers showing us something similar, as they have a Reinhardt Zarya of their own. The Ana Lucio, the difference being what we're seeing here so far, it's going to be capped on that McCree versus Phantom on this Reaper.
Man, I mean, who's won so far? I think that Koyuki has actually had the better Blizzards. but Phantom has had the better other projectile DPS as for the other DPS in the slotted role that they have.
Phantom immediately putting the hurt down onto the Zarya, wasting 0 time, getting into the thick of it as we are getting the up-close and personal defense coming out of Indy. Trades coming through onto the tanks. Nice stun onto Phantom, and Cap does pick up that kill. Rapid making short work of this Blitzkrieg defense, and they're going to get this card rolling.
Yeah, I mean, anti-nades, once again, is the name of the game here, coming out of Hojin, just keeping not only her team up, but also denying the healing resources from the healing core for Indy, and Rapid is having a very rapid aggression here to the end of point A as they get around the first corner. Nice Maywall throw it up to deny that damage coming in.
Did not do enough to split them off from the rest of the pack, though. Crepball does find the kill onto the Mei, so it's going to prompt a little bit of kiting coming out from Rapid as they just to play a little defensively, waiting for Koyuki to get back into battle. We do.
Yeah, now what you... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we do have Deadeye online here for the attackers, and it looks like the Mei has rejoined the rest of the pack. Cap going to push around the bank, finding himself a little bit of flank angle while the front line goes right up Main Street. Here comes the Deadeye. Deadeye finds 2 inside the Graviton Surge. Had opened it up with a beautiful pair of headshots onto Phantom on the McCree of the defenders there. What a great play coming out of Capsular.
Yeah, and now, right, they have the ability to kind of get up here and push their way. Make sure that they do get that first point under their belt. As we come over the bridge here, and approach the corner of death, you've really got to watch out for the blizzard coming out of both Tracer and Koyuki. Also looking at Lightwolf on this Lucio, he's got almost his sound barrier ready to go.
Yeah, Earthshatter Nano Boost available for the defense. Expect those to come out directly. Indeed, there's the Nano onto the Reinhardt as he pushes in. Entrysoft is going to be the one throwing out his Shatter. Cyber Ninjas was used in the process as well, but did not seem to find much sound barrier thrown out from the offense as they try to push in with a nice ante onto the bulk of Indy here. Maywall used from Rapid, swinging away onto that Zarya, and they're going to glide around the corner of death here, Billy, and they still have a Blizzard in their pocket coming up on another Graviton Surge.
And it looked like there was some suicides into the river there, but actually it was Captain Seiler throwing out a massive flashbang, and they actually fell into the river because of the flashbang.
Dueling Blizzards. This is getting very cold here in Rialto. Pair of kills coming through for each team, but there's no more tanks available for the attackers, and that's going to make sustaining this push way more difficult than they're going to want it to be, and that's going to prompt a reset.
Absolutely. I mean, dueling Blizzards, but Seiler has another Deadeye already online. Phantom going to have a duel with the Cowboy, maybe some tumbleweed in the streets of Italy. Spaghetti Western, anybody?
A little showdown at the OK Corral happening in Rialto. Well, it'd be funny to see them just go head-to-head, like just a one-on-one Deadeye. But I seriously doubt that will be the case. Hojin's going to fall early. First pick here of this engagement. Cyber Ninja actually finding a pair of kills as he's just getting hyper-aggressive inside the top of the Opera House. Suzuki answers back, but ends up killing themselves with a bit of that secondary fire. And this defense, well, they maintain control here at the corner of death.
Yes, and I mean, that's exactly what they need. They need to kind of stop the aggression being shown by Rapid here because, match point. They've got to have enough time and the proper resources to repel what they're bringing in from Rapid. So Indy's, kind of got the upper hand in the ultimate department right now. Looks like they might be on better pace to get their Graviton Surge up too.
Yeah, Earthshatter, Deadeye, and Sound Barrier all at the ready. Entrysoft does have a Earthshatter of his own, but early picks coming through for the defense, and it's going to prompt a bit of a soft reset here from Rapid. They try to push back in. Cripball pushing in deep All right, Suzuki, going in deep. Earthshatter coming out from both sides, and they just simultaneously lay waste to each other's teams. Not a whole lot of follow-up to either. Graviton Surge there from the defense, but it's Suzuki's Graviton Surge who gets the better end of the deal. Tank's just throwing ultimates left and right, but Suzuki lighting up that kill feed, finding 3. Looking for more. Can he get it? Yes, finding 4. Not done yet, not resting on his laurels. Hojin stole that 5th kill. We will get a bit of a stall coming through, but a massive advantage here for Rapid on the offense.
What a risky pin going through the wall there. I thought they might have been able to, I thought that Intrisoft might have fallen into the river on top of the boat there, but actually getting it there, and that's going to be capture of point 3. 227, 69.34 meters. That is the standard set by Indy here. Ultimates really in favor of the attackers here from Rapid. They're going to have the sound barrier to keep them up should they decide to drop some ultimates on them.
We're going to get the Deadeye coming out from Cap, but there's a Blizzard in his way. Not only that, but a Maywall goes up to deny any value out of that ultimate. Good news here for Rapid as there was 0 follow-up on that Blizzard. Both teams still at 6v6, and now the Blizzard coming out from the attacking side. Cyber Ninja frozen stiff, gets caught out. The Graviton Surge able to find a pair of kills as well. And Rapid on course to push this thing home. Take the 3-1 victory here in this series. Is there anybody to stop them? No, there does not seem to be. Rialto goes to Rapid, as does the 3-1 victory here today.
That is 2 lower seed upsets of their higher seed counterparts here in the tier 6 now.
I was double checking that. Rapid is actually the 4th seed to Indy's 5th seed. So Rapid is actually technically the higher seed. This one was pretty even.
Yeah, definitely even. And I mean, that I was just going off what was reported to me. Bad people out there for not telling me what it was. But still,
I had to go double check just to make sure.
Rapid actually, I mean, they were ready to fight today. And man, did they ever fight. And 3-1 match victory. The series goes to them. They're going to go into the semifinals. I'm not sure who their opponent is, but let me tell you, the DPS duo coming from Indy really put the team on their backs tonight. Not enough to keep them up and give them the win. The tank line, though, of Rapid, absolutely setting the pace. Sasuke Uchiha on the Zarya, putting in so much work. That's going to be my personal MVP from what I've seen today.
Giving it to Sasuke?
I'm going to give it to Sasuke.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick. I will absolutely mirror that. You're a flex tank, off tank, however you want to call it here for Rapid. You're a player of the match. And Sasuke Uchiha.
Sasuke Uchiha.
Well, before we close it out, we're going to take a quick look at our playoff bracket. Rapid moving on into the semifinal round, and they will be taking on the #1 seed in Suavemente here later on in the week.
Suavemente. Oh,
Suavemente. You have to like lower your tone by a few decibels there whenever you say that team name. Yeah, they're going to be facing off against Suavemente.
Suavemente. Bueno sabor auténtico de Mexico.
Well, we're having a little bit too much fun here, chat. We better shut it down. Close it out. We're going to call it a night. That's going to bring our broadcast to an end. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. It has been a pleasure and a privilege bringing you these PlayStation matches. Billy, I'm excited. We jumped the gap here. We're closing, we're bringing peoples together across the console scene. Well, that's my story at least.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my PS4 cherry's been popped now. So, yes, I'm actually excited. I mean, great play. I mean, I don't see any difference between the two, other than my thumbs kept hitting each other on this itty bitty little controller. I have big paws. Just saying.
Well, we can work around that. I'll give you some tips on that one here after the broadcast. Special thanks to Headrammer for not only producing for us today, or at least lobby hosting and taking care of the communication with the teams, but also for bringing us that fantastic announcement. GOATS tournament coming up in July. Y'all keep an eye out for that. And in that vein, go follow Console or CGL on Twitter at Console Gaming LG. Be sure and drop us a follow while you're there. Our Twitter handles are up on the screen as we speak. But we're going to go ahead and say goodnight, my friends. Thank you once again for hanging out with us. Y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out. We will see you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday night.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.